5. I know Stubblefield, Carson Bolden, Brett Baker, John Carney II, as I just referenced a second ago. There's Jeb Sessions, I believe, another one of them. So quite a few drivers doing double duty here this weekend. As hot lap session number 1. Green flag on the racetrack. Going to give these drivers just a little bit of extra time out here on the Speedway. Help us iron in this racetrack. Get it as quick as possible. Again, 12-2. The track record here at Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. So it's hot lap session number 1. Draws to a little bit of a break in the action before we set them green. We are experiencing just a little bit of technical difficulties, so kind of bear with us as keep checking us out however you are. Race on, start to finish, YouTube, Facebook. We'll work through these technical difficulties and get our stream as perfect as possible. As looks like we've got through ironing in the track as we get ready, I believe, to set them green here in hot lap session flight number 1. Green means go. Hot lap session number 1 going to be underway here with the POWRi Honest Dave 410 Outlaw Sprint League, running in conjunction with the POWRi Mycoplastics Elite Outlaw Sprint Series. As going to start to see some lap times come across my race pass here in Racing Electronics hot lap session number 1. Marcus Thomas in the 10G, your quickest so far with a 17:023. Reed Whitney to the top of the leaderboard now with a 15:228. John Carney the second, even quicker. Reese Moran, 15:251. Noah Gas, 15:555. That lap even quicker, 15:385. John Carney the second with a 15:228. Reese Moran now your quickest on track, 14:878. So the track, exactly what we wanted to see, getting quicker as hot lap session number 1 progresses. Reese Moran, your quickest in this session with a 14:878. John Carney the second overall, 15:228. Noah Gas rounding out the podium placements currently with a 15:385. Reed Whitney, Xavier Doney in the top 5 as Scotty Milan, Carson Bolden, Marcus Thomas, and Colby Stubblefield unofficially rounding out the field here in hot lap session number 1. As hot lap session number 2 rolls on to the racetrack. Before we get underway, this is a perfect opportunity here to thank all of our proud sponsors for Team POWRi in the 2025 racing season. I'd like to thank Advanced Racing Suspension, AFCO Racing, Aggressive Graphics, Autometer Competition Instruments, Bank of Belleville, Bell Helmets, Bobcat of St. Louis, Boss Chassis, Budweiser, Chalk Sticks Racing Products, Competition Suspension, Incorporated, Denny's, Diversified Machines, Driven Midwest, EMI, Earl's Indy, Engler Machine and Tool, Factor One Racing, Factory Kane Midwest, Hinchman Racing, Hoosier Racing Tire, Indy Race Parts, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, K&N Air Filters, KSE Racing Products, Lightning Wings, Max Pappas Innovation, Maximum Dirt, Mesilla Valley Transportation, My Race Pass, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Pat Schroeder Torsion Bars, PepsiCo, Realty Connect, Purpose Wreckers, R&R Racewear, RaceBumpers.com, Racing Electronics, RacingSprings.com, Rod and Supply, Schoenfeld Headers, Sure-Built Suspension, Smith Titanium, Speedway Motor, Spike Chassis, Stanton Racing Engine, Super Clean, the Engine Heater, Total Power Racing Batteries, Toyota Racing Development, Velocita, Wildwood Disc Brakes, Saldana Race Products, Victory Fuel, Flying A Motorsports, Mayru Safety, Gentleman Jack Design, Start to Finish TV, Honest Abe Roofing, Ibach Racing, Fabic Cat, Wholesale Batteries, Haas Media, Smiley's Racing Products, and of course, Hoagie's Garage Podcast, all proud sponsors for the full 2025 Team POWRi. Hot lap session number 2 out on the Speedway. On screen, going down the back straightaway, you find the 122 of Lane Warner, another one of our Elite 16 competitors in the 2025 racing season. Right behind him, new entry here tonight, going to be car number 40 of Howard Moore. Howard Moore, one of our new entries here this evening, has upped the car count ever so slightly here tonight. Car number 2, right behind him, coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be the 2 of Brandon Anderson. Nope, that one's Becker. That's Brett Becker. Too many Bs this weekend. That's the 2B or the B2 of Brett Becker. Car number 4 of Austin Mundy coming down the front straightaway. Right in front of him, Carson McCarl, the 42P by the flag stand. Preston Perlmutter, the 7B out of Marshall, Missouri. Ben Brown, car number 17, Wood Hoffmans. And the 74N of Natalie Doney. Make it up here in hot lap session number 2. Looks like green flag will wave. We're going to start to see some lap times here in hot lap session number 2, brought to you by Racing Electronics. Yeah, it's cleared a little bit of debris over there in turn number 2. Green will wave. Hot lap session number 2. problems coming down the front straightaway. Car number 2B of Brett Becker. Underpowered. Pulling to a stop right in front of the flag stand. Green waves once again. Hot lap session number 2. As looking at a live timing and scoring, 22M of Reese Moran, still your quickest. John Carney II, still second. Noah Gass, Reed Whitney, Xavier Doney, Austin Mundy, the quickest out here in hot lap session number 2. As the 4 of Mundy putting down a little bit of a smoke screen as he goes into turns number 1 and 2. He's up to second overall with a lap time of 15:186 in that car number 4. Carson McCarl, quicker that lap, 15:143. Mundy to third. John Carney II, fourth overall. Noah Gass rounding out the top 5. Ben Brown to 6. Howard Moore to 7. Lane Warner, Reed Whitney, Xavier Doney rounding out the top 10. Scotty Milan, Wood Hoffmans, Carson Bolden, Preston Perlmutter, Natalie Doney, Marcus Thomas, Colby Stubblefield, and Brett Becker unofficially rounding out the field so far. It's the 22M of Reese Moran, your quickest, only driver down into the 14-second range, 14:878 for the 22M of Reese Moran. Carson McCarl, quickest out here in hot lap session number 2 with a 15:143, and Austin Mundy rounding out the podium placements, 15:186. As third and final flight of hot laps here with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League rolls out onto the racetrack. Up next going to be the POWRi Elite Non-Wing Sprints presented by Dirt X Industrials. And then it'll be the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints for their hot lap session, as these 410 drivers taking them behind the wall make whatever adjustments they need to, as single car qualifying up after hot lap session with the 305s. Everybody chasing Reese Moran, the 22M, only driver in the 14-second, 14:878. As third and final hot lap session fires off on the racetrack, you have a couple of drivers chasing the elite status in 2025 with the B8 of John Bernard, former POWRi Outlaw Micro League champion. Right behind him, you have the 79 of Kyle Jones. Kyle Jones picking up a heat race win last night, showed speed early, having a little mechanical issues. Sidelined him, figured it out overnight. He's back here tonight, that car number 79 of Kyle Jones. And coming down the front straightaway, it's AG3, Ayrton Jeniton, chasing a third straight POWRi 410 championship, reigning, defending, and two-time champion with the POWRi 410 Sprint League. As down the front straightaway, also going to find car number 6 of Cody Gardner. Gardner, a great showing here last night. 79M of Gage Montgomery. Montgomery, an Elite 16 competitor for the 2025 racing season. And him and this car by the flag stand, the 51B of Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller, the most wins all time in POWRi competition. 45 wins in a micro, 6 wins in a non-wing sprint, and 3 wins in a 410. All to the credit of Joe B. Miller out of Millersville, Missouri. Picked up a heat race win last night with the car number 79 of Kyle Jones. As great showing down the front straightaway, the 16TH of Kevin Newton within the top 10 in single car qualifying. Great showing in his heat race, one of the top 16 that automatically advanced into the A main last night. Newton hoping for a repeat here tonight as Scootin' Newton, another one of those drivers in the Elite 16 program. And last but certainly not least on the racetrack going into turns number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, last night's feature winner, that car number 15H, Sam Haferteef Jr. Haferteef Jr. putting on a clinic last night. Went out here and set quick time with a lap time of 12.9. Moved up a position in the heat race from 4 to 3 where he scored the High Point Qualifier Award. Got the lead early, did not look back. Led all 25 laps of the feature event, lapped all the way up into the 8th place for that car number 15H as Sam Haferteef Jr. Haferteef Jr. picking up his 3rd career POWRi 410 Sprint League feature win. Hoping to sweep the weekend. His 2nd 410 win in POWRi competition as, problems in turn number 4. As a couple of cars getting together, a little bit of a scary moment. And as soon as I receive word on the driver's race fan, I will pass it along. It's the 6 of Gardner, and the 2 of Brandon Anderson up for a ride up against the wall. As just received word, driver okay over there in turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of a scary moment, but safety equipment did its job. Safety officials over there checking on our driver. Again, driver okay over there in turn number 4. So a little bit of a scary moment over there in turns number 3 and 4 as the 2 of Brandon Anderson up above the cushion gets into the wall, lays it down on the side, and the 6 of Gardner nowhere to go up in turns number 3 and 4. Contact kind of bent the wing down onto the 2 of Anderson. As it looks like quite a bit of damage on the 2 of Anderson. I can't quite make out the 6 of Gardner from my vantage point, as it looks like hot lap session number 3 gonna draw to a conclusion with this one. These drivers take it behind the wall, make whatever adjustments they need to, get them race ready for single car qualifying. Is the 2 of Anderson off on the hook? And the 6 of Gardner looks like it's going to go off on the hook as well. Tough break for these 2 competitors as hopefully repairs can be named, but I'm seeing a lot of damage there on that car, number 2 of Anderson. The whole front clip just demolished on the 2 of Anderson. A lot of wing damage there done as well. As it looks like 410 hot lap sessions in the books, as the 22M of Reese Moran, your quickest overall for your Racing Electronics hot lap time of 14.878. Newton second overall, 15.023. Hafer-Teep rounding out the podium placements with a 15.025. Gage Montgomery, Carson McCarl in the top 5. Ayrton Jennington, Austin Mundy, John Carney the second. Noah Gass, Joe B. Miller rounding out the top 10. As Ben Brown, Howard Moore, Lane Warner, Reed Whitney, John Bernard, Cody Gardner, Kyle Jones, Xavier Doney, Scotty Milan, Woot Hoffman's in the top 20. Brandon Anderson, Carson Bolden, Preston Perlmutter, Natalie Doney, Marcus Thomas, Colby Stubblefield, and Brett Becker unofficially rounding out the field. Hot lap sessions in the books for the wing style. Now we get to go do a little traditional hot lap session, and with the call, it is the voice of the elite, Mr. Sean Conrad. Sean, welcome back. Great to have you here again tonight.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure coming up here, hanging out with you guys, and calling some of the coolest class of dirt track racing that you can see, and it's really cool to see 3 different classes of sprint cars here tonight. You got your, like you say, your traditional non-wing sprint cars. You got 410 wings, and then you got 305s. So you get a little bit of everything here tonight, and we'll see. Got the cars out on the back straightaway right now. We're going to introduce you to some of the drivers. Starting off with the 33, making his way out of Royce City, Texas. That's going to be Michael Merrill. Michael Merrill in the 33. Right next to him is going to be the P1 machine, making his way out of Waco, Texas. Your 3-time Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series champion. Also a 2001 USAC Silver Crown champion. That's going to be Paul White. Paul White out of Waco, Texas. Right behind the push truck of Paul White will be the 21 machine, making his way out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's going to be Caleb Stelzig. Caleb Stelzig in the 21. Pushing off going into turn number 3 is going to be the number 10 machine. Wasn't here last night, but he's making it here tonight, making his way out of Irving, Texas. That's going to be Brian Diebrick. Brian Diebrick in the number 10. Another new entry here tonight will be the 80 machine right behind the 21 of Caleb Stelzig. That's going to be the 80 out of White House, Texas. That's going to be Josh Hawkins. Josh Hawkins in the 80. Pushing off down the back straightaway will be the 82 machine. Making his way out of Tyler, Texas. That's going to be Joshua Hanna. Joshua Hanna in the 82. 71 machine right behind the 80. That's going to be Weston Gorham out of Colleyville, Texas. Weston Gorham in the 71W. Right behind him is going to be the 43 machine. Making his way out of Wills Point, Texas. That's going to be Brennan Marshall. Brennan Marshall in the 43. Then you got the 44 of Jason Howell, making his way out of Fort Worth, Texas, driving the 44 machine. Right next to him is going to be the 21K, making his way out of Bonham, Texas, your 2022 Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series champion. That's going to be Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson, the 21K. And all the way in the back, exiting turn number 2, is going to be the CarQuest sponsor, number 44. That's going to be Wesley Smith. Wesley Smith making his way out of Nixon, Missouri. Joining us here this weekend. As I mentioned, R.J. Miller in the 34 machine. He is last night's feature main event winner and your defending POWRi Elite DirtX Industries Non-Wing Sprint Car Series. Trying to make a sweep here tonight. As we got 12 entries here tonight, 2 more than we did last night. We'll have 2 heat races, 8 laps of distance each. Everyone does make the main, and we'll have a 20-lap feature main event later in the night. So the checkered flag waves for hot lap session for the POWRi Elite Dirt X Industries Non-Wing Sprint Car Series. It's going to be Kobe Simpson with the quickest time in hot laps. It's going to be with an 18.593. 18.593 for Kobe Simpson. And that'll conclude hot lap sessions for our POWRi Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series. We're going to get on with the 305 POWRi Race Saver Sprint Cars. Alan, who we got here?
As hot lap session number 1, getting ready to roll out onto the racetrack for your POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. And great showing last night, the 17 of Colby Stubblefield picking up the feature win. 22 of the entrants here this evening, as passing points going to be the name of the game in heat racing action again. For the non-wing side and the 305 side, Pill Draw earlier would set their heat racing lineup, as passing points are the name of the game in setting the feature lineup. The more cars you pass in heat racing action, the more likely you are to start towards the front of the field, as all competitors are going to be moving on into the A main here tonight for your non-wing and your 305 sprints. Cars being instructed, if you got something behind you, go ahead, push, let's get them fired off and ready to go. Hot lap session number 1 for the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. Over in turn number 3 finds the car number 16 of Connor Thomas. Down the front straightaway, the B2 of Carson Bolden. 17 of Stubblefield, last night's feature winner, going into turn number 1 and 2. By the flag stand, car number 20, I believe going to be Reckon Reese is the 27. Cody Keimig. Car number 5 of Madison Tugman. The 33 over in turn number 3. It's going to be Kobe Walters. Kobe Walters leading the majority of last night's feature. Car kind of started expiring halfway through the feature event last night. Still ended up with a good top 5 finish for that car number 33 of Kobe Walters. 7P of Dylan Ramey. Car number 21X is Taylor Velasquez. Is trying to get these guys spaced out a little bit to give them room for their hot lap session. As it looks like green flag going to fly. Hot lap session number 1 underway for the POWRi 305 sprints. Waiting for Ralph, our safety guy, to clear the area over there in turns number 1 and 2. As now we should be good to go. On track, the 20, Chad Wilson, a 16.880. Carson Bolden, 16.997. Taylor Velasquez, 17.183. Landon Valenzuela, 17.429. Chance Cody with a 17.496. Madison Tugman, 17.547. Kobe Walters, 17.621. Colby Stubblefield going to go a little bit quicker with a 17.564. Connor Thomas, 17.768. Dylan Ramey, 17.837. As checkered waves here in hot lap session number 1. Chad Wilson, the quickest so far, 16.880 in hot lap session number 1. Bolden, Velasquez, Valenzuela, Cody, Tugman, Walters, Stubblefield, Thomas, Ramey, and Kaimig, the field unofficially in hot lap session number 1. As hot lap session number 2 starts to roll this way for the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. Competitors up for regional and national points here this weekend in the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. As flight number 2 heads this way, I'm kind of already looking over into the staging area as we're starting to get lined up for our single car qualifying with the 410s. Brought to you by Start to Finish TV, as your order already set by a pill draw earlier in the night, as it's the 22M of Reese Moran going to be your first driver to take time. Marcus Thomas second, Carson Bolden third, Reed Whitney and Kobe Stubblefield within the first 5 drivers to take time. Scotty Milan, Noah Gass, Wood Hoffmans, John Carney the second, Lane Warner will be 10th out. Carson McCarl, Natalie Doney, Xavier Doney, Austin Mundy, Howard Moore will be 15th. Preston Perlmutter, Brett Becker, Ben Brown, Ayrton Jeniton, John Bernard out 20th. Brandon Anderson, Sam Haferteef Jr., Kevin Newton, Gage Montgomery, Joby Miller, Cody Gardner, and Kyle Jones rounding out the field for single car qualifying. Up next, brought to you by Start to Finish TV. As on track right now, you have the 2 of Whit Gastineau, the 07 of Owen Carlson, 71W of Weston Gorham. The J2, John Carney the second, supposed to be out here, but he's also getting lined up for a single car qualifying. So a few of these 305 drivers foregoing their hot lap session to concentrate on the 410. 38 of Bryson Oshiger, 7M of Kevin Ramey, Brecken Reese in the 20Q, 13C of Brady Courtney, 22P of Taylor Courtney, 80 of Josh Hawkins, 16P of Matthew Holt, all scheduled out here in hot lap session number 2. Everybody chasing that standard of speed set by the 20 of Chad Wilson with a 16.880. Chip gives them green down in the flag stand. We're underway, hot lap session number 2. Kevin Ramey up to 4th, Brady Courtney to 11th. Weston Gorham to a podium spot with 3rd overall. Whit Gastineau to 5th. Bryson Oshiger up to 13th. Matthew Holt going to run 20th. Kevin Ramey now 6th. Josh Hawkins to 8th. Brady Courtney to 7th now. Whit Gastineau taking over that 3rd spot. 17.024. Taylor Courtney rounds out the top 10. As checkered wave, these drivers taking behind the wall make the adjustments for their heat racing And feature event, yes, to go. Again, passing points to the name of the game when they get to their heat racing competition. It's going to be the 20 of Chad Wilson, setting your quick time overall here with the IMCA Race Saver Sprints with a 16.880. Carson Bolden second overall, 16.997. Whit Gastineau third with a 17.024. Weston Gorham, Taylor Velasquez, Kevin Ramey, Brady Courtney, Landon Valenzuela, Chance Cody, Taylor Courtney, Madison Tugman, Colby Walters, Colby Stubblefield, Josh Hawkins, Brecken Reese, Bryson Oshiger, Connor Thomas, Dylan Ramey, Owen Carlson, Matthew Holt, Cody Keinig, and John Carney, the second, unofficially rounding out the field for single car qualifying or for hot lap session with your IMCA Race Saver Sprints. Up next, your 410 single car qualifying, brought to you by Start to Finish TV. Exclusive content, live and on-demand streaming with original programming. It's all on a growing network. And Start to Finish TV is just a click away. Visit s2ftv.com. That's s2ftv.com. As again, drivers would pill draw earlier in the night. That would set your single car 2-lap qualifying lineup. These qualifying times earn points based on speed. Faster you go, the more points you earn. It sets each of our 8-lap heat race lineups. There is a 4-car inversion, so if you're the fastest person, you will be, if you're quick time overall, you will be starting outside row number 2 in heat race number 1. And then it's a combination of qualifying points and passing points to help set our feature lineup. Top 16 automatically advance into the A main. Everybody else must race their way in through the Max Pappas Innovation semi-feature event. Again, your order. The 22M, Reese Moran out the gate first. Marcus Thomas, Carson Bolden, Reed Whitney, Colby Stubblefield will be out fifth. Scotty Milan, Noah Gass, Woot Hoffmans, John Carney the second. Lane Warner will be out 10th. Carson McCarl, Natalie Doney, Xavier Doney, Austin Mundy, Howard Moore, Preston Perlmutter, Brett Becker, Ben Brown, Ayrton Jennington, John Bernard out 20th. There's Brandon Anderson, Sam Haferteep Jr., Kevin Newton, Gage Montgomery, Joby Miller, Cody Gardner, and Kyle Jones officially will be the last driver out. Quick time overall earns 200 points, goes down by 2 as we are underway. The first driver out the gate going to be car number 22M of Reese Moran, semi-feature winner last night out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, advancing 8 positions throughout the feature event. Tulsa Sod and Mulch on the side. Eaton Industrial, Bob Hurley RV with an X9 chassis. Reese Moran, one of our Elite 16 competitors for the 2025 racing season. Chasing Rookie of the Year honors with the POWRi 410 Sprints. The 22 Moran, lap number 1. 15.248. 15.248. Good enough for quickest overall with the 22M of Reese Moran, our first driver out on the track in single car qualifying. Best performance, a runner-up at Pep Creek County Speedway with the POWRi 410 Sprints. Second lap for Moran. Not quite as good. We're sticking with lap number 1. 15.248 for the 22M of Reese Moran. Car number 10, Marcus Thomas up next out of Corsicana, Texas. George White, Paul Cook, PCR KGM. Right knee roofing, Maxim chassis with an Ostrich Racing engine. The 10G, Marcus Thomas. Our next driver on track, lap number 1 for Thomas. 16.154. 16.154 for the former feature winner with the POWRi Elite Outlaw Sprints. As Thomas, high side out of 4. Lap number 2. 15.782. 15.782, a little bit better on lap number 2. Stays second overall. The B2 of Carson Bolden up next out of Quinlan, Texas. Morris Motorsports on the side. Pro Design Signs and Graphics. One Automotive. Pro Roofing and Construction. Maxim chassis with a Kennedy Racing engine. Bolden making his POWRi 410 Sprint debut this weekend. Lap number 1, third overall, 15.965. 15.965 for the up-and-coming driver. The B2, Carson Bolden, doing double duty this weekend as he's through 3 out of 4. Lap number 2 for the B2, Carson Bolden. Improves second overall, 15.767. 15.767 for the B2 of Carson Bolden. 87 of Reed Whitney up next out of Jasper, Indiana. Chuck Whitney owned 87 speed, England Machine and Tool, X1 race cars, Fox Shocks, WMI, and X1 chassis with a Spec 410 racing engine. The 87 of Reed Whitney looks quick. Lap 1. Second overall, 15.436. 15.436 for another one of our Elite 16 competitors. As Whitney, high out of 4, lap number 2. Improves, stays second overall, 15.374 for the 87 of Reed Whitney. 97, Scotty Milan up next out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Scott's Auto Work, 5-star auto, Speed Shack Performance, Lewis Trucking, 67 Towing, MRP chassis with the Kistler Racing engine. The 97 of Scotty Milan picked up his first career POWRi 410 heat race win last night here at Texas Motor Speedway. Trying to double down. He goes third overall on lap number 1, 15.583 for the 97 of Scotty Milan. Milan sitting third, looking for more out of 4, lap number 2. Stays third overall with a little bit better of a lap time, 15.436 for the 97 of Scotty Milan. The 20G, Noah Gass up next, another Elite 16 competitor, chasing the championship in 2025 out of Mountains, Oklahoma. Arrowhead Electric, Big G Transport, Food and Safety Group, Triple X chassis with a Kistler Racing engine. Up track out of 4, the 20G, Noah Gass, lap 1. Second overall, 15.253. 15.253 for the Gas Monkey, Noah Gass. Down the back straightaway, as he does have one feature win to his credit in the 410 sprints up at Creek County Speedway less than a year ago. The 20G Gas by the flag stand stays second overall, taking lap number 1, 15.253 for the 20G. 17 of Wood Hoffman's up next out of Boxmeer, Netherlands. Shop House owned Rev Energy Pouches, Lazy H Services, Whitaker Glass, Maxim Chassis with a Ryder Racing engine. The 17 of Wood Hoffman's bobble as he went into 3, able to gather it up. Lap number 1 for the 17. You're going to go 5th overall with the 17 of Wood Hoffman's, 15.608 on lap number 1. Hoffman's smooth this time through 3 and out of 4 with the 17. Keep an eye on the lap. Stays 5th overall, improves 15.507 for the 17 of Hoffman's. The J2, John Carney II up next out of El Paso, Texas. Taco Casa on the side, Mesilla Valley Transportation. Smith Titanium Maxim Chassis with a Spec Racing engine. The J2, John Carney II. Hard charger last night throughout the feature event as lap number 1. Quick time, 15.086 for the J2 of John Carney II. Carney puts it to the top of the leaderboard on lap number 1. Looks smooth, high side, exit of 4. Lap number 2 for Carney. Even better, 15.078. 15.078. Quick time for the J2 of John Carney II. 122 of Lane Warner up next out of Bloomfield, Missouri. Speed Check Performance, Flying A Motorsports, Kinder Sign, 67 Towing, SEMO Services, Hosemates on the side, Eagle Chassis with a Kistler Racing engine. The 122 of Lane Warner, another one of these Elite 16 competitors for the 2025 racing season. As lap number 1 for Warner, 9th overall, 15.986. 15.986 for the former POWRi Outlaw Micro League feature winner, the 122 of Lane Warner. High side out of 4. Warner, lap 2, stays 9th overall with a lap time of 15.986 for the 122 of Lane Warner. 27 of Carson McCarl up next out of Altoona, Iowa. Podium placement last night for McCarl. Jetco on the side, Blondie Motorsports, Prosper Real Estate, DeBerg Concrete, Maxim Chassis with a Ryder Racing engine. The 27, Carson McCarl. Lap number 1. Quick time, 14.910. McCarl, our first driver, down into the 14-second range. 14.910, lap number 1 for the 27 of Carson McCarl. High side, exit of 4. McCarl, lap 2. Even quicker, 14.850. 14.850. Now the standard of speed set by the 27 of Carson McCarl. Up next, the 74 in Natalie Doney out of Odessa, Missouri. Doney Lawson Racing, Design Source Flooring, Mohawk, Motorhaven, Engineered Floors, J.D. Lawson Media, Schnee Lawson Chassis with a Stanton Racing engine. Elite 16 competitor, Rookie of the Year chasing in 2025 as Natalie Doney, 11th overall, 16.015. 16.015 on lap number 1 for the 74 in Natalie Doney. Pitches it sideways out of turn number 4. 74 in Adoni by the flag stand. 16.196. So we're staying with lap number 1, a 16.015 for the 74 in of Natalie Doney. From the younger sister to the older brother, the 74, it's the X-Man, Xavier Doney, up next out of Odessa, Missouri. Doney Lawson Racing, Design Source Flooring, TNT Equine, Mohawk, Motorhaven, Engineered Floors, JD Lawson Media, Schnee Lawson Chassis, Stanton Racing Engine for the X-Man, 74, Xavier Doney. Lap number 1, 8th overall, 15.645. 15.645. One-time feature winner with the 410 sprints at Lucas Oil Speedway for the 74 of Xavier Doney. Doney, high side, out of 4, lap number 2. Improves, but stays in 8th. 15.630 for the 74 of Xavier Doney. Car number 4 of Austin Mundy up next. He's out of Crandall, Texas. Shane Thompson owned Smiley's Racing Products, Precision Repro Graphics, Classic Starter Alternator, Maxim Chassis with a Kistler Racing Engine. Car number 4, Austin Mundy. Off turn 4, lap 1. Mundy goes 5th overall, 15.283. 15.283 for car number 4 of Austin Mundy. Just about hitting halfway through single car qualifying as Mundy off 4, lap 2. 15.301, so we're sticking with lap number 1, 15.283 for the 4 of Austin Mundy. Car number 4 of 40 of Howard Moore up next out of Memphis, Tennessee. Mike's Pool Care, Stinson's Industrials, Jones Farms, High Performance Lubricants, Maxim Chassis with a Kistler Racing Engine. The 40 of Howard Moore. New entry here tonight. He looks quick on track. Lap 1. Moore going to go 6th overall. 15.367. 15.367 for car number 40 of Howard Moore. A great addition here tonight. Night number 2 of the sprint season send-off as lap number 2 stays 6th overall. We're taking the 15.367 for the 40 of Howard Moore. The 42P of Preston Perlmutter up next out of San Antonio, Texas. PPR, Phillips & Associates Realty, Momentum Suspensions, Livingstone Family Farm, Spalding Ranch, Maxim Chassis with the Baylor Racing Engine. The 42P of Preston Perlmutter a little bit sideways out of 4, lap number 1. 13th overall, 15.840. 15.840 for Perlmutter. An Elite 16 competitor with the POWRi 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Up high side, out of 4 for the 42P of Perlmutter. Lap 2. Improves, but stays 13th overall, 15.783. 15.783 for the 42P of Perlmutter. The 2B of Brett Becker up next out of Odessa, Texas. Looks like it's not 2B as Becker going to pull down into the infield. Morris Motorsports, Pro Design Signs and Graphics, One Automotive, Pro Roofing and Construction, Maxim Chassis with the Kennedy Racing Engine. The 2B of Brett Becker to the infield. Up next, car number 7B, Ben Brown out of Marshall, Missouri. Farmer Brown Racing, Engine Connection, Northern Tier Outdoors, Weld Racing, Eagle Chassis with an Engine Connection Racing Engine. The 7B, Ben Brown, our next driver to take time as he is scheduled to be the 18th driver on track. Splitting his duty between 360 and 410 competition up at Knoxville, as well as picking up feature wins at Double X Speedway on Sunday nights. The 7B of Ben Brown goes 14th overall on lap 1, 15.968. 15.968 for the 7B of Ben Brown. High side, out of 4, looks smooth. Lap 2. Improves to 11th overall, 15.632. 15.632 for the 7B of Ben Brown. AG3, Ayrton Jennington on track next out of Versailles, Missouri. Smart Growth Industrial, Kenny's Tiles, The Stewart House, Ozark Barge and Dock Service, High Performance Lubricants, West Steps, Hibden Gravel, Midland Performance, Maxim Chassis with a Ryder Racing Engine. The reigning, defending POWRi 410 champ, car number 3 of Jennington. Have to check with live timing and scoring on this one. It's not getting a reading on that car number 3 of Jennington. 8-time feature winner for that car number 3 of Ayrton Jennington. As it looks like he's going to go 3rd overall, 15.177. AG3 in position number 3. Up next, the B8, John Bernard out of Sherman, Illinois. Rusty's Auto Salvage, Bernard Trucking, Mulligan's Towing, CR Liquidators, Triple X Chassis, Fastlane Racing Engine up to the high side. Exit of 4, Bernard, former POWRi Micro champion, as he goes 5th overall on lap number 1, 15.248. 15.248 for little man of Bernard as it goes down the back straightaway. 305 feature winner at Lucas Oil Speedway last season. Bernard, lap number 2, not quite as good, so we're sticking with lap number 1, 15.248. Bernard sitting 5th. last night's feature winner, the 15H of Sam Haferteep Jr. up next out of Sunnyvale, Texas. Townline Variety, Bear Paw Convenience, Smiley's Racing Products, Triple X chassis with a Ryder Racing engine. The 15H of Haferteep by the flag stand. Third overall, 15-172. 15-172 for the 15H of Haferteep. Trying to improve lap number 2. He set quick time last night. See what he does here. Lap number 2, high side out of 4. Improves but stays third overall for Haferteep, a 15.097. 15.097 for Sam Haferteep Jr. 16TH, Kevin Newton on track next. Scooting Newton down the back straightaway out of Terre Haute, Indiana. Honest Abe's Roofing, Metal Supply Depot, Maxim Chassis with a Kistler Racing engine. Looked good in qualifying last night. See how he looks here tonight as lap number 1. Quick time, 14.84. 14.840 for that car number 16 TH. Kevin Newton down the back straightaway. A little bit of a bobble as he goes into 3 and out of 4. Lap 2. Not quite as good, so we're sticking with lap number 1. Your quick time overall, 14.840 for the 16 TH of Kevin Newton. 79M of Gage Montgomery up next out of Fredericktown, Missouri. Purcell Tire and Service, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing, High Caliber Graphics, EMI chassis with a Kistler Racing engine, the 79M Gage Montgomery, an Elite 16 competitor in 2025. Lap number 1, fourth overall, 15.097. 15.097 for car number 79M of Gage Montgomery, sitting fourth overall. He looks quick here on lap number 2. Found the groove up on the high side. As stays fourth overall, 15.097 for the 79M of Gage Montgomery. 51B, Joe B. Miller up next out of Millersville, Missouri. Speed Shack Performance, Milestone, 67 Towing, Engler Machine and Tool, 5-Star Auto, Lewis Trucking, Bandit Shock, Spartan Transportation, Eagle Chassis with a Spec Racing engine. 51B, Joe B. Miller up next as lap number 1, 13th overall, 15.383 for the 51B of Joe B. Miller on lap number 1. Trying to improve, 3-time career feature winner with a POWRi 410 sprints. Lap 2 for Miller. 6th overall. He improves it up to 15.175 for the 51B of Joe B. Miller. The 6th, Cody Gardner up next out of Benton, Arkansas. Griffith Truck Equipment, CNC Wholesales, Burkham Contractors, Buddy Lee Transmission, Eagle Chassis for our penultimate driver taking time here tonight. It's the 6th, Cody Gardner, way up track out of turn number 4. Lap number 1, 16th overall, 15.537. 15.537 for car number 6 of Cody Gardner as he goes down the back straightaway into 3 and out of 4. Lap number 2 for the 6th of Gardner by the flag stand. 14th overall improves to a 15.432 for the 6th of Cody Gardner. Final driver to take time going to be car number 79 out of Kennedale, Texas. It's Kyle Jones. Ryan Hall Racing on the side. Express Car Wash of Texas. BK Windows. Abilene Powder Coating. Maxim Chassis with a one-way racing engine. Heat race winner last night, the 79 of Kyle Jones. Lap number 1 for Jones. 12th overall, 15.286. 15.286 for that car number 79 of Kyle Jones. Bobble out of 2. He saves it. Flat puts it into 3 and around 4 for the 79, Kyle Jones. Lap number 2, 15.101, improves up to 6th overall for Kyle Jones in that car, number 79. So if it stands as it sits right now, it is the 16TH of Kevin Newton, but I'm looking over into the staging area. It appears we do have one more competitor heading this way. He was able to make the repairs after going for a ride in hot laps. Card number 2, Brandon Anderson. Repairs have been made. Here he comes out onto the racetrack out of Glenpool, Oklahoma. Permastone Countertop Solutions, All-Pro Auto Reconditioning, Broken Arrow Powder Coating, Maxim Chassis with a Moss Racing engine. We'll see if he's able to get it fired, as 2 of Anderson had some issues in hot laps. Makes the repair. That looks like a full front clip replacement and a wing. It may be a whole new car. I'm not quite sure on that one. I'll have to check and see if Scotty can get me an inside scoop on the 2 of Anderson, but it looks like car also not wanting to cooperate as they're going to check on him over there on the back straightaway. Make sure it's either, looks like it's not wanting to come out of gear. Talon and Leo working diligently on that car number 2 of Anderson. Now Leo going to try it from the front. That's a new one on me. I've seen him fire it off from the back. Trying to back it off. As it sits right now for single car qualifying, it's the 16TH of Kevin Newton, your quick time overall, 14.840. Carson McCarl sitting second with a 14.845. John Carney the second, running out the podium placements with a 15.078. Gage Montgomery fourth overall. Sam Haverty Jr. rounding out the top 5. Kyle Jones 6. Joby Miller 7. Ayrton Jennington 8. Reese Moran 9. John Bernard 10, Noah Gass 11, Austin Mundy 12, Howard Moore 13, Reed Whitney 14, Cody Gardner in 15, and Scotty Milan in the 16th spot. Woot Hoffmans, Xavier Doney, Ben Brown, Carson Bolden in the top 20, Marcus Thomas, Preston Perlmutter, Lane Warner, Natalie Doney, as a few drivers unable to take time out here so far, as the 85 of Colby Stubblefield, the 2B Brett Becker, as well as this car number 2 of Brandon Anderson over on the back straightaway. Maybe. Nope. Brandon Anderson makes that hard turn around. It looks like he's going to exit the racing surface. Yeah, he only gets one lap, so he's making a big run at it. That's smart by Anderson, getting his momentum up. He only gets one lap as he was unable to make the call for his qualifying order. Gets one lap, makes a big run at it, so he is on the clock now with this car number 2 of Brandon Anderson as it goes into turn number 1. Something doesn't feel right. Car kind of lays down on him as Anderson now underpowered, and it looks like he's going to stop down on the back straightaway. Tough break for that car number 2. Hopefully they can make the repairs, as Anderson not going to have a time here this evening. A tough break for that car number 2. So it looks like single car qualifying going to wrap up here with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. I can see the tractor already making its way out onto the racetrack. So before we do get into opening ceremonies here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway, race fans, we're going to take a brief break in the action as we will come back with opening ceremonies here from Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track.
Flying A Motorsports has been providing the motorsports industry with the finest transportation equipment for over 35 years, offering an extensive range of new and pre-owned motor coaches, toter homes, race trailers, car haulers, and more. Flying A is proud to be a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Intech, T&E, Bravo, C-Tech, and more. Let Flying A Motorsports custom build your next race trailer or coach to best fit your needs and budget. Proudly providing quality inventory for local and national drag racing, dirt track racing, and hot rodders alike. Visit FlyingAMotorsports.com to view current and on-order inventory.
can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
Quickly out of the 00 midget.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
In the heat of the game, every drop counts. Introducing Victory Fuel Flavored Electrolyte Water, the ultimate hydration companion.
Chili Bowl champion Logan Seavey, ASCS National Champion Seth Bergman.
Packed with essential electrolytes and bursting with delicious flavors. Victory Fuel keeps you hydrated and fueled to perform at your best. Nothing tastes better than Victory.
So welcome back here at Texas Motor Speedway. Just a few more minutes until we do get into our opening ceremonies as hot lap session and heat rate and single car qualifying in the books. Scoring, doing their due diligence, getting everybody ready and in their positions for heat racing order again. 4-car inversion in each of the heat races for the 410 sprints. As we currently await a visit from Mr. Honest Abe himself, Kevin Newton, your quickest qualifier, as I believe we got something a little special over here in Victory Lane. As I'm kind of looking down onto the racetrack, it looks like my good buddy Mr. Scotty Cook. Scotty, what do you got for me, my friend?
Alan Stanley, thank you very much. Welcome back to the dirt track of the Texas Motor Speedway. Big night of action last night. Your POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League in action tonight, along with the IMCA Race Saver 305s. And man, if you guys are just getting here, you already missed a whole night's worth of fireworks with young Brandon Anderson out of Glenpool, Oklahoma. Down over in turn 4 with the 410, collecting Cody Gardner as well. And this young man from right here in Fort Worth, Texas, fresh off of his first win of his career last weekend or a couple of weeks ago in turn number 4 and did a pirouette, landed on all fours, ended up with a bird cage bent up. But Dylan Ramey, boy, hang on and have a ride. You got lucky there, buddy.
Boy, you ain't ever lying. I thought, well, this is it. I got to get it done some way, one way or another, and why not do it at the fastest place we go to?
You know how cool I was watching last night. Your dad, your brother-in-law, all three of you mixing it up together. This has to be the time of your life right now.
Ex-brother-in-law, but yeah, me and my dad have got to race together a couple times. He's beat me most of the time. Last night he thought he was going to be funny. My car was too tight and all bound up trying to turn over, and he decided he was going to go around me on the outside and stick his hand out the window like I guess he thinks he's good or something. I don't know.
Hey, taught by the best, buddy. Always entertaining with the Ramey family. We just thought we'd say hello to you and wish you the best of luck while you were riding by, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Fort Worth, Texas. Ramey, give him a big round of applause. A big night of action coming ahead. Last night, Sunnyvale, Texas, Sam Haferteep Jr. waxed the field, parking it all the way up into the 7th spot. Cars that he lapped with a big win. But tonight, a few tenths off of the quick time, the Honest Abe Roofing 16 of Kevin Newton, your quick time tonight. So he was off just a tick last night, and pleasant surprise to see our title sponsor get quick time tonight. So with Sam Haferteep being off just a tick tonight, he's always known to rebound compared to how dominant he was last night. It ought to be a great night of action. Alan, we'll kick it back up to you to get things kicked off.
Thank you down there, Scotty Cook. Great job, as always, my friend. I'm kind of looking over into the staging area right now. It doesn't look like we are quite ready for opening ceremonies yet. Still doing just a little bit of track prep out here on the racing surface. So at this time, if you're watching live at home from start to finish, or even on Race On, we're going to take a look back less than 24 hours ago right here at Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. It's Haferteep, Gass, Jones, McCarl, Miller, Jennison, Milan, Doney, Newton, Gardner, your first 5 rows. Look for green out of 4. It's waving. We're racing at Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. Side by side for the lead as they go into turns number 1. Haferteep has it, shuts the door on Gas down the back straightaway. It's going to be Sam Haferteep Jr., your leader into turn number 3. Leader, lap number 1. Haferteep at the line. Gas sitting second. Give McCarl third. Kyle Jones up to 4th. Jennison rounding out your top 5 on lap number 1. Right on the tail as, Noah Gas problems. Turn number 2. He's going to lose some ground as Gas losing a position to the 27 of McCarl. Carson McCarl now up into P2. 2 back markers between him and your leader as the 79 of Kyle Jones pulls down into the infield to watch the rest of this one. Haferteep down the back straightaway has a 2.5 second advantage over Carson McCarl in that second spot. It's Haferteep way out front. Noah Gas 4 seconds last time by, this time by back down to 3.9. So Noah Gas maybe gaining on our leader of Haferteep. 42P of Perlmutter to the infield. We stay green flag racing, pulling up on cross flags halfway through this one. Off turn 4 with Haferteep. Kind of pinned back behind Cody Gardner in that car number 6. Gardner still scored in Abe. Haferteep wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Gardner going to go a lap down. Up next, Joe B. Miller sitting in the 7th spot as caution waves high side turn number 2. That's going to be the B8 of John Bernard. 3 laps remain. Haferteep trying to hang on and lead them all to claim the first win of 2025. Noah Gas right there in second. McCarl within striking distance. Look for green out of 4. Haferteep's race to start. Great start, Sam Haferteep, but Noah Gas not fooled. Noah Gas, middle of the track. Haferteep up to the high side. Here comes Jennison looking low on the 27 of McCarl. Everybody kind of getting singled out. Here goes Jennison low on McCarl. Not quite there. 2 more times around. Hafertepe has it. Gas in second. McCarl, Jenna. It's Hafertepe. Gas down the back straightaway. Gas sitting in second. Slings it sideways one final time for the third time in his career. First in 2025. It's the 15H Sam Hafertepe Jr., your feature winner with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Second place going to belong to the 20G Noah Gas. Finishing in third will be the 27 Carson McCarl. Fourth, the 3 of Ayrton Jennison. Rounding out the top 5, the 74 of Xavier Doney. So, welcome back here to Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. A great shot there of the NASCAR track here at Texas Motor Speedway in the backdrop. As we're taking a quick look at our top 10 results from last night. As we would see that car number 15H of Sam Hafertepe Jr. kind of run rampant on the feature event. Started High Point qualifier on the pole, jumped out to the early lead, and just kind of checked out on the field. 22 consecutive laps of green flag racing. He lapped all the way up into the 8th spot. As we went back to green flag racing in the final trio of laps, it was Hafertepe, your feature winner. Noah Gas riding right there in the 2nd spot. Carson McCarl rounding out the podium placements. Defending champion Ayrton Jennison in 4th. Xavier Doney rounding out the top 5. His teammates Scotty Milan and Joby Miller 6th and 7. Cody Gardner finishing in the 8th spot as John Carney the 2nd. How about that? Hard charging his way all the way up into 9th spot from a B feature as the B feature winner, Reese Moran, rounding out the top 10. Just one night ago here with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. When with one event in the books for the 2025 racing season, our Elite 16 kind of shaking up a little bit as we kind of take a look over at our point standings. Not a whole lot changing from the results as Hafertepe, Gas, McCarl, Jennison, Doney, the top 5, Milan, Joby Miller, Cody Gardner, John Carney the 2nd, and Reese Moran rounding out your top 10 in the season standings. Again, it's early. One event in the books so far in the 2025 racing season with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League running in conjunction with the POWRi Elite Outlaw Sprint Series presented by Myco Plastics. As I'm kind of looking around the tractor's still kind of making its way, scraping up a little bit on the low side as well as a little bit up on the high side as we get ready to go into our opening ceremonies here this evening. Looking at quick times so far in the season, that was Kevin Newton's first quick time award with the POWRi 410 Sprints. He joins Miles Paulus, Jace Park, Jake Buback, Hunter Schoenberg, Roger Crockett, Brenham Crouch, Corey Elias, and Kevin Thomas Jr., Lachlan McHugh, Kerry Madsen, Wayne Johnson, Ryan Timms, Cameron Key, and Brady Bacon, all with one-time quick qualifying award. Xavier Doney and Brian Bell, Sam Hafertepe Jr., Noah Gas, all with a pair. Brian Brown, Garrett Williamson, each with a trio, as leading the way Ayrton Jennison and Aaron Reitzel, each with 4 high quick time awards with the POWRi 410 Outlaw Sprint League. This is going to be our second event of 2025. 28 different drivers checking in the pits so far this season. Our 38th event in league history, running 11 different tracks where we have seen 17 different winners on the all-time win list since 2022. Feature winners include Ayrton Jennison with 8, Aaron Reitzel with 5, Joby Miller, Sam Hafertepe Jr., Hunter Schoenberg, all with a trio of feature wins. Jake Buback, Cameron Key, Brian Brown, each with a pair. As Shane Stewart, Garrett Williamson, Kevin Thomas Jr., Austin McCarl, Ryan Timms, Brent Marks, Xavier Doney, Noah Gass, Scott Boguski, all feature winners since 2022 with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. A few of the storylines to keep an eye on over our season. AG three-peat. Can Ayrton Jeniton run a three-peat on the season? Most wins all time with 8. We'll just put it this way. Jeniton in that car, number 3, leads most competitive categories with the POWRi 410 sprints, as he does have 4 Quick Time Award wins for that car at number 3. Can Jeniton claim the three-peat? He's your reigning and defending 2-time POWRi 410 Outlaw Sprint League champion. A lot of drivers up for Rookie of the Year honors in our Elite 16 program, as you do have Natalie Doney, John Bernard, Preston Perlmutter, Reese Moran, and a few other drivers throwing their name into the ring for Rookie of the Year contenders in the 2025 racing season. And you have the rise of the rest, and the rest, put it frankly, could be the best, as you have a lot of talent making up the Elite 16. Xavier Doney, a feature winner at Lucas Oil Speedway. Driver not here this weekend, but I'm no stranger to announcing championships and feature wins to his credit. Miles Paulus, the monster out of Marshall, Missouri, another one of our Elite 16 competitors. Kyle Jones pick up a heat race win. Noah Gass, former feature winner at Creek County Speedway last season. And then you have, we kind of call him Mr. POWRi jokingly, Joe B. Miller. Over 50 career POWRi feature wins to his credit, 45 in the micro ranks, 6 non-wing, wingless auto racing sprint league feature wins to his credit, a trio of the 410 sprint league feature wins also to Joe B. Miller's credit. Over 50 wins. Is this the year Joe B. Miller claims the 410 championship? So a whole bunch of storylines so far this season. And it's only the first event of the year where we've seen that car number 15H, Sam Haferteep Jr., pick up the first win of 2025. As track prep continues over there at turns number 1 and 2. Perfect time to thank Team POWRi in the 2025 racing season. Advanced Racing Suspension, AFCO Racing, as just got the okay, race fans. This is what I've been waiting for. So, if you could, at this time, I'm going to ask that everybody please rise for tonight's opening ceremonies. Has just got the A-OK that we're good to go. And again, I ask that everybody, if you please, if you can you please all rise? As I'm going to say tonight's prayer, and then we will go into our national anthem. So at this time, please bow your head as we pray. Heavenly Father, we gather before you tonight with grateful hearts, seeking your guidance in the spirit of competition. We ask for your blessings on all who take part, both on and off the track. Keep us safe in your protection, instill in us respect for one another, and grant strength and wisdom to those who endure with determination. May our actions reflect your understanding, acceptance, and love, leading us ever closer to your rewards in your kingdom. It is in your most precious name we pray. Amen. So race fans, at this time, I asked everybody please remain standing, and I'm going to draw your attention over to the flag in turn at number 3 as Chandler Webb going to sing tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about it, race fans? Give them a big round of applause. We put out the call, and you more than answered. Well done, Mr. Chandler Webb, with the singing of tonight's national anthem. So, race fans, opening ceremonies in the books. It looks like heat racing action getting ready to come your way as the POWRi Elite Non-Wing Sprints presented by Dirt X Industrial getting ready to head this way, the first of 2 heat races. As I'm kind of looking over into the staging area again, the running order for the rest of the night going to be the non-wing sprints starting things off with their heat races. They have a pair of them. And then we'll go into the 410 heat races. There's 3 of those. Into the 305 heat races with 3 of those. A brief either intermission or we'll go right into our semi-feature with the 410 sprints. Then we'll either take an intermission or go directly into our feature events where it'll be the non-wing, the 410, and then the 305 to round things out here tonight. In night number 2 of our season send-off presented by Start to Finish TV as heat race number 1 getting ready to head your way. And with the call, it's the elite voice of the elite, Mr. Sean Conrad. Sean, this one's going to be a fun night. A few more cars checking into the pits. A lot more talent checking into the pits here tonight. It looks like some great heat racing action that we're in store for here with the Elite Non-Wing Sprints.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a heck of a show here tonight. Not just only the non-wing, all 3 classes. It's going to be one heck of a show here tonight, and hopefully we'll put on one heck of a show for you race fans. Race fans, I just got one question for you. Who's ready for some sprint cars here at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway? There we go. I can hear you from up here. Here is heat race number 1. Your lineup's going to look like this. Starting on the pole with the 21 machine, making his way out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's going to be Caleb Stelzig. To his outside, the number 71W, making his way out of Colleyville, Texas. That's going to be Weston Gorham. Second row inside, the 44, making his way out of Azle, Texas. That's going to be Jason Howe. To his outside will be the 44X, making his way out of Nixon, Missouri. Driving the CarQuest sponsor number 44 machine. That's going to be Wesley Smith. Third row inside will be the P1 machine, making his way out of Waco, Texas. Your 3-time Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series champion and also a 2001 USAC Silver Crown champion. It's the one, the only Paul White. To his outside, making up your field will be the 82 machine, making his way out of Tyler, Texas. It's going to be Joshua Hanna. This will be 6 cars, 8 laps, heat race number 1 for your POWRi Elite Dirt X Industries Non-Wing Sprint Car Series here at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway. So they're going to let these cars roll down on the bottom and a little bit on the top as they did a little bit of rework on both sides of the racing surface. So they'll get a couple laps to get everything packed in, make sure this track is primed and ready to go here tonight for first of 2 heat races for your DirectX Industries POWRi Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series. I want to say a special hello to Jesse and Miss K over there on the grandstands here tonight watching. Hopefully we'll see them racing with the Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series here in the next upcoming weeks. So after tonight, we'll be at RPM Speedway located in Crandall, Texas on April 12th. And then the week after that, we'll be over at the Big O Speedway located in Enos, Texas. And that'll be on April 19th. As far as the Myco Plastics POWRi Elite Outlaw Sprint Car Series, we'll be back in April 25th and 26th. April 25th, we'll be at the Creek County Speedway with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing Outlaw Sprint Car Series. And also on April 26th, we'll be at Tri-State Speedway located in Pocola, Oklahoma. So that'll be the next upcoming races for both Elite Series. So it looks like the drivers are satisfied with the racing surface as they're starting to get lined up, set to go 8 laps. This is for heat race number 1 for our POWRi Elite DirtX Industries non-wing sprint car series. It'll be Caleb Stelzing in the 21 on the pole. Weston Gorham to his outside. Jason Howe inside of the second row. Wesley Smith to his outside. You got the battle of the 44s on the second row. Then you got the P1 of Paul White and the 82 of Josh Hanna. Your 6-car field set to go 8 laps distances. You're going to go green next time by. So they're going to wait for Chip Graham to give them the green flag. Here we go, race fans. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag, we're underway here at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be the 21 of Caleb Stelzing leading the field off, coming off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Battle for second and broom between Weston Gorham and the 44, Jason Howe. Jason Howe venturing down on the bottom line of the racetrack. Caleb Stelzing and Wesley Smith on the top line. It's going to be Caleb Stelzing in the 21 leading lap number 1. Weston Gorham right behind him in the 71 machine, trying the bottom line of the racetrack, running in second, trying to close him down. And you got the 44, Wesley Smith, ripping the lip on the turns 1 and 2, moves himself up to third. Jason Howe in the 44 trying to follow suit in fourth. Now we got a 2. Now it's going to look like a 3-car battle for the race lead. Caleb Stelzing now putting a little bit of distance, but Weston Gorham playing catch-up right there with him and going into turns 1 and 2. Wesley Smith on the top line. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Wesley Smith had the check up. Good, clean racing down the back straightaway between Weston Gorham and the 44 of Wesley Smith. Jason Howe in the 44 machine still trying to rip the bottom line of the racetrack. Caleb Stelzing still your race leader. Weston Gorham now changes lines. He goes up to the up on the racing surface off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And now we got Wesley Smith and Weston Gorham battling for the second place spot. Weston Gorham trying to throw a slide job maneuver on Weston Gorham. It's going to stick. Move the 44 of Wesley Smith up to second. Weston Gorham now shuffles back to third. Jason Howland fourth. Paul White in fifth. And Joshua Hanna, your 6-car field. Caleb Stelzing has now established a little bit of a gap between himself and the 44 of Wesley Smith in the Conquest-sponsored 44X machine. Weston Gorham now trying to stay on the high line of the racetrack. Now him and Jason Howe battling out for the third place spot. Jason Howe's going to have the advantage for the moment. Weston Gorham trying to grab that momentum on the top line of the racetrack. Let's see what's going to happen coming off turn number 4. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway, but give it to the 71W of Weston Gorham. Gorham now moves himself back into third. Jason Howe shuffles back to fourth. Paul White in the P1 machine trying to play catch up in fifth. And you got the 82 of Joshua Hanna running into the 6th place position. White sheet is out one more time around for the 21 machine of Caleb Stelzing. Wesley Smith in the 44 exit running in second. Weston Gorham in third. Jason Howe in fourth. Paul White in fifth. Josh Hanna in sixth. Going into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 1 is going to go to the Albuquerque, New Mexico driver of Caleb Stelzing. Second will be Wesley Smith. Third to Weston Gorham. Fourth to Jason Howe. Fifth will go to the P1 of Paul White. And running 6 will be the 82 of Joshua Hanna. Nice round of applause, race fans, as he makes his way up to the front straightaway. Give yourselves a hand. The driver making his way out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, is Caleb Stelzing.
A little stats that I can pass along to you. Caleb Stelzing, a competitor in our desert region in non-wing competition. 23 feature wins to his credit, all since 2021. So you talk about a young up-and-comer getting ready to really burst on to the national level. Keep an eye on Caleb Stelzing in non-wing competition as we progress in his career. Expect big things out of Stelzing.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one driver to watch here later on tonight, as he looks like he's got plenty of speed in that 21 machine. As we'll see where he'll stack up in the A main event as we are going after passing points. And with that, we'll start off with heat race number 2. Once again, 8 laps of distance. All cars will make the A main here tonight. Here is your lineup. Starting on the pole will be the 10 machine, making his way out of Irving, Texas. Didn't make it here last night, but he is here tonight. Driving the 10 machine, that's going to be Brian Debrick. To his outside, the 34 machine, last night's feature main event winner out of Edgewood, Texas. Your defending 2024 Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series champion. It's going to be RJ Miller. Second row inside, the 43 machine making his way out of Wills Point, Texas. That's going to be Brandon Marshall. To his outside, the 33 making his way out of Royce City, Texas. That's going to be Michael Merrill. Third and final row will be the 21K. Making his way out of Bonham, Texas, your 2022 POWRi Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series Rookie of the Year. It's going to be Kobe Simpson. To his outside will be the 80 machine making his way out of White House, Texas. That's going to be Joshua Hawkins. Will be 6 cars, 8 laps. Heat race number 2 for your POWRi Elite DirtX Industries Non-Wing Sprint Car Series here at the Dirt Track at Texas Motor Speedway. So the 21K of Kobe Simpson looking to have a better night here tonight. Last night he led pretty much half of the race, and unfortunately him and the second place car of Anton Hernandez both blew left rear tires, basically at the same exact time. So it was a heartbreak city for the top 2 drivers. So he's hoping to get the monkey off his back here tonight, as he'll be rolling off in the 5th place position. It'll be a perfect time for him to get some passing points, hopefully get the Pro Source Passing Master of the night. The driver out of Bonham, Texas, runs usually with the USAC Midwest Series. Ran a little bit with what used to be the ASCS Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series. As I mentioned, he is the 2022 Rookie of the Year. As next time by will go Green Flag Racing. It'll be Brian Diebrich, RJ Miller, Brandon Marshall, Michael Merrill, Kobe Simpson, and Josh Hawkins, your 6-car field. Here we go. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag, we're underway. It's going to be the 10 of Brian Diebrich leading them off turn number 1 and 2. And Chip Graham says no bueno on the start. We'll get them restacked, and we're going to try this all over again. Looks like the 10 of Brian Diebrich pulled a no-no there, as he looked like he jumped the start. So it looks like he will be penalized, or they might just give him a warning. And it looks like he'll stay on that pole position in the M1 Fabrication sponsor number 10 machine. So just a slap on the wrist this time. Next time he does, he's going to have to be penalized, and usually that's about 1 or 2 rows back if you do jump the start. So we're going to try this all over again. Brian Diebrich, RJ Miller, the front row. And green flag. We're underway. Much better start this time. And it's going to be a dogfight coming off turn number 2, but it's going to be the 10 of Brian Diebrich leading the field off down the back straightaway. RJ Miller trying to chase him down. The 34 machine running in second, but here comes Kobe Simpson, started into the 5th place spot. Now he's already up to 3rd, but here comes the 33 of Michael Merrill. Michael Merrill throwing his hat in the mix as he's running into the 4th place spot, battling with the 2nd and 3rd place cars of Kobe Simpson and RJ Miller. Brian Diebrich will lead lap number 1 as he's kind of running the high line over there in turns 3 and 4. Kobe Simpson in the 21K. He started 5th. He's up to 2nd. 2 laps in the book, 6 laps remaining. It's still Brian Diebrich up front. We got a little bit of contact, and Josh Hawkins hit the infield tractor tire. We got all sorts of tomfoolery going over there in turns 1 and 2, and that's going to bring out a caution. So it looked like the 80 of Josh Hawkins got a little loosey-goosey in turns 1 and 2. Michael Merrill, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Try to avoid hitting him, and it looked like the 43 of Brennan Marshall got a piece of that 33 machine as he is in the infield. So tough break to those 3 cars as they were battling for position. Looks like the 80 machine of Josh Hawkins will be able to refire. He'll have to join the field in the back of the pack. As it looks like the 43 of Brandon Marshall has a flat right front tire in the 43 machine. Made a little bit of contact with the 33 of Michael Merrill's. All drivers got a little bunched up there in between turns 1 and 2. Hopefully nothing super extensive. Hopefully they'll get things patched up and ready to go for our feature main event later on tonight. It looks like the 33 of Michael Merrill is going to get the hook. Fortunately, his heat race run is going to fortunately come to an end. So we'll still have 4 cars left on the field. Two laps officially down, 6 laps remaining. Brian Diebrick in the M1 Fabrications number 10 machine leading the field. And you got Kobe Simpson, the 21K, started in 5th. He's already up to 2nd. So he's looking to be the Pro Source passing master. Hopefully get himself in a front row spot here in the A main event here tonight. You got the 34 last night's feature main event winner, RJ Miller, running in 3rd, looking to get both feature main event wins, pocket a little bit of money on the way home. You got the 80 of Josh Hawkins running double duty here tonight, running the 305 and the non-wing sprint car here tonight. So we got cars cleared off of the field. We're set to go green this time by. Once again, 2 laps down, 6 laps remaining for heat race number 2 for your POWRi Elite DirtX Industries non-wing sprint car series. Here we go, back to green. Brian Diebrick's going to lead the field off down on the bottom line. Kobe Simpson trying that middle line of the racetrack. Plenty of grip down that middle line. But it's going to be a big slide job maneuver with the 21K of Kobe Simpson. He's going to make it stick. Move the 21K of Kobe Simpson up to the lead. He's going to try to say hello and goodbye to the number 10 of Brian Diebrick. As now we got a battle for 3rd room between RJ Miller and the 80 of Josh Hawkins. Getting a little close there in turns 1 and 2. RJ Miller able to prevail, hangs on to that 3rd place position, as now the 21K of Kobe Simpson is trying to lead the field off, try to put a gap between himself and the 10 of Brian Diebrick. Diebrick still trying the bottom line of the racetrack. There's still plenty of grip on the bottom of 1 and 2. As now they shift lines in turns 3 and 4. Kobe Simpson, Brian Diebrick, and RJ Miller on the top line. Josh Hawkins testing out the bottom line. Kobe Simpson still leads the way. Brian Diebrick in the 10 machine running in 2nd. Then you got RJ Miller in the 34 running in 3rd. Josh Hawkins in the 80 in 4th. Chip Graham gives them the twin sticks this time by. That means 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for the 21K of Kobe Simpson. Brian Diebrick, he's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat if he's going to be able to catch the 21K of Kobe Simpson. And we got still a battle for 3rd between the 34 of RJ Miller and the 80 of Josh Hawkins. Hawkins still trying the bottom line. White flag is out one more time around for the 21K of Kobe Simpson. Simpson running on top line of 1 and 2. Goes down the back straightaway for the final time. Going into turns 3 and 4, winning heat race number 2. The driver out of Bonham, Texas, it's going to be Kobe Simpson. 2nd will be the M1 Fabrication 10 of Brian Diebrick. 3rd will be Josh Hawkins at the line. And the 34 of RJ Miller will finish 4th. So nice round of applause for your winner, the 21K, making his way out of Bonham, Texas. Put your hands together for Kobe Simpson. And with that, that'll conclude our heat race action for your POWRi Elite DirtX Industries non-wing sprint car series. Up next, we got our winged 410 sprint cars, and with the microphone is going to be the voice of POWRi, Mr. Alan Staley.
Thank you, Sean. As heat race number 1 rolls out onto the racetrack, brought to you by Flying A Motorsports, the number 1 source for high-performance haulers from racers to road warriors. We've got the ride to get you there. Find your next rig at FlyingAMotorsports.com. Flying A Motorsports, proud sponsor, heat race number 1, as everybody now going to be chasing that Wholesale Batteries Incorporated High Point Qualifier Award. That's the driver who accumulates the most combined qualifying and passing points, and they will earn tonight's pole starting position for the feature event. Wholesale Batteries, performance to keep you moving from the track to the shop and back again. Wholesale Batteries have you covered. Visit wholesalebatteries.net and find your power source. All drivers chasing the Wholesale Batteries High Point Qualifier Award out here in Flying A Motorsports Heat Race number 1. We have 5 competitors, 8 laps the distance. We line it up like this. On the pole, he's out of Sherman, Illinois. It's going to be that car number B8 of John Bernard. Outside row number 1 out of Millersville, Missouri, going to be car number 51B of Joe B. Miller. Row number 2 on the inside out of Sunnyvale, Texas, car number 15H of Sam Haferteep Jr. And on the outside, quick time overall out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the 16TH of Kevin Newton. In the third row, left side, he's out of Memphis, Tennessee, the 40 of Howard Moore. Right side out of Fort Collins, Colorado, the 97 of Scotty Milan. Row number 4, going to be the 7B of Ben Brown out of Marshall, Missouri, the 42P of Preston Perlmutter out of San Antonio, Texas. As car number 2, Brandon Anderson out of Glenpool, Oklahoma, scheduled to go in that 5th and final row all by himself. We'll see if Anderson is able to make the call or if we go with 8 here in heat race number 1, brought to you by Flying A Motorsports. As heat race winners so far this season, last night, Joe B. Miller, Kyle Jones, Scotty Milan all picking up heat race wins. Looking at the all-time heat race win category, Garrett Williamson and Joe B. Miller tied atop the standings, 8 heat race wins apiece. Kyle Bellum with 6, Noah Gass, Blake Hahn with 5 apiece. As Roger Crockett, Paul Nienheiser, Gunnar Ramey, Cameron Key, Xavier Doney all with 4. Kyle Jones added his name to the list of drivers with 3, including Jason Martin, Jace Park, and Ayrton Jennison. Aaron Reitzel, Slater Helt, each with a pair. And as Riley Kreisel, Jack Wagner, Terry McCarl, Brandon Hanks, Ryan Timms, Emerson Axum, Carson Short, Scott Boguski, Jake Bubak, Don Drow Jr., Kerry Madsen, Zach Hampton, Mitchell Moore, Sam Haferteep Jr., Corey Elias, Brenham Crouch, Wayne Johnson, Brent Marks, Austin McCarl, Austin Mundy, Will Armitage, Hunter Schoenberg, Tim Essison, Chase Porter, Miles Paulus, J.J. Hickle, Blaine Baxter, Jamie Ball, Brian Brown, Brian Bell, Chris Martin, Chase Randall, Cody Gardner, Kyle Clark, and Scotty Milan added his name to the list last night. All heat race winners with the POWRi 410 sprints. Just looking over the field, scoring, making sure everybody's there. Anderson able to make the call. He tags it to the rear of the field. 9 cars, 8 laps the distance. Flying A Motorsports looking for green flag conditions out of turn number 4. As the lights go down, the field's set. Pace truck taking that hard left-hand turn into the infield. We look for green. Exit of 4. A pair of Elite 16 competitors in the front row. John Bernard and Joe B. Miller. Haferteep, Newton, green, waves out of 4. Good start. John Bernard out to the early advantage in that car, number B8, with 51B of Joe B. Miller in hot pursuit. Down the back straightaway, Haferteep, Newton. Newton runs a low line. Haferteep around the outside. As it's going to be John Bernard leading lap number 1. Joe B. Miller to the low line. Bernard round the outside, takes the lead back as they go into 3. Miller not leaving that low side. Bernard sticking to the top shelf and the lead. Bernard, Miller, and here comes Haferteep, Sam Haferteep Jr. reeling them in as they battle for the lead. Miller on the low side, Bernard on the high side again. High side has it. John Bernard, your leader. 3 laps in the books, but Joe B. Miller not wavering from the low side. Haferteep in 3rd, Kevin Newton in 4th, then Brown up to 5th. Scotty Milan, Howard Moore, Preston Perlmutter, and Brandon Anderson rounding out the field. Cross flags halfway through this one, and we're still side by side for the lead. John Bernard has it. Joe B. Miller wants it. Haferteep continues to reel him in. At the line this time. 0.6 the separation between 1st and 2nd. As Haferteep about a second and a half off that top spot that Bernard protects running the high side. Newton going to be in a little bit of a battle for the 4th spot. Here comes the 7B, Ben Brown, to the low line. The 97 of Scotty Milan in the mix as well. 2 more times around as we're going to be looking at the white flag, this time by John Bernard, trying to hang on to the lead out front. Joe B. Miller, Haferteep behind him as the white waves down the back straightaway. Through 3 and out of 4, capturing his first career POWRi 410 sprint heat race victory. Going to be little man car number B8 of John Bernard. Second place, Joe B. Miller. Third place, Sam Haferteep. Finishing in 4th will be the 7B of Ben Brown. That's some passing points for Brown out there. 97 of Scotty Milan rounding out the top 5 as Howard Moore, Kevin Newton, Preston Perlmutter, and Brandon Anderson unofficially rounding out your field in that one. So give him a big round of applause, race fans. Picking up his first career POWRi 410 Outlaw Sprint League heat race victory. That car number B8, John Bernard out of Sherman, Illinois. Rusty's Auto Salvage, Bernard Trucking, Mulligan's Towing, CR Liquidators, Triple X Chassis. As Bernard grabs your Flying A Motorsports Heat Race number 1 victory. Go ahead, send it down trackside. Scotty Cook.
What a storyline to kick tonight's action off. This youngster graduate out of the 305 ranks up into the big leagues, son. Cracked off a big qualifying lap, and here you are with a big heat win from the pole position. Great job, John Barnard.
Yeah, car felt really good. The track's good. It took us a night to figure it out, but we're new to this big track, and this is a brand new car, second night on it, so just keep it rolling and see what we can do in the future.
You know full well these 410s are a handful compared to those 305s, so very impressive effort, young man. Keep the mo in your pocket. Once again, a well-deserved round of applause. He's out of Sherman, Illinois. John Barnard picking up heat race number 1. The 17-year-old kicking it off just right. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you down there, Scotty Cook. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Flying A Motorsports in the books. Heat race number 2 gets ready to get fire, brought to you by Eibach Racing. Eibach Racing, proud sponsor here in heat race number 2. Built to perform and planned for victory. Eibach Racing is where winning begins. Visit eibach.com for the full 2025 shopping catalog. Eibach Racing heat race number 2, 8 laps the distance, 9 competitors scheduled. We line it up like this. Car number 20G, Noah Gass out of Mounds, Oklahoma on the pole. Outside row number 1 out of Versailles, Missouri. It's going to be the 3 of Ayrton Jennington. Row 2 on the inside out of Fredericktown, Missouri, the 79M, Gage Montgomery on the outside. Out of Altoona, Iowa, the 27 of Carson McCarl. Third row going to find left side out of Jasper, Indiana, the 87 of Reed Whitney. Right side out of Boxmeer, Netherlands, the 17 of Wood Hoffmans. Fourth row inside out of Quinlan, Texas, the B2 of Carson Bolden. Outside out of Bloomfield, Missouri, the 122 of Lane Warner. Shotgun on the field, all by himself. Fifth and final row out of Odessa, Texas. It's 2B, Brett Becker. 9 competitors, 8 laps, passing points now on everybody's mind. Another pair of Elite 16 competitors make up your front row. The 20G, Noah Gass, the 3 of Ayrton Jennington. Gage Montgomery also in the mix for the Elite 16. Carson McCarl outside row 2. Reed Whitney, Elite 16 competitor, with Woot Hoffmans on the outside. Carson Bolden, Lane Warner, our Elite 16 driver. And the 2B of Brett Becker make up the field. Scoring, looking over the field, making sure everybody's exactly where they need to be. Our air traffic controller, Chip Graham, ready down there in the flag stand as the lights go down. The field set, coming to green out of turn number 4 here in Eibach Racing Heat Race number 2 of 3 with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Pace truck, left turn into the infield. We get ready for green. Noah Gass, Ayrton Jennington setting the pace. As green waves out of 4, good start by the field. It looks like the 20G Noah Gass going to have the early advantage. They go into turns number 1 and 2. Jennington pulls it on the low line. 3-car battle back behind him because around the outside, Gage Montgomery, kind of a 2-for-1 special. The 2B, Brett Becker, says it's not to be, pulls it to the infield. Watch the rest of this one as we stay green. Noah Gass, your leader. Jennington sitting second. Carson McCarl, a good run down to the inside on that car number 79 to Gage Montgomery. Montgomery, though, going to gain some ground as they go into 3. Montgomery goes low. McCarl to the high side. Side by side, give it to McCarl by the flag stand. Both drivers taking it top shelf into 1 and 2. Reed Whitney back behind them. Carson Bolden looking low. Wood Hoffmans and Lane Warner round out the field. Slider out of 4, side by side. As Bolden, problems, smoke from the B2 of Carson Bolden going down the back straightaway. Everybody kind of single filing out. 4 in, 4 to go. Eibach Racing Heat Race number 2. It is all Noah Gas. The 20G Gas Monkey out front. 2.5 seconds last lap. A full straightaway advantage over the 3 of Ayrton Jennington. Call it 3.3. Your lead for the 20G of Noah Gas over that car at number 3 of Ayrton Jennington. Jennington sitting comfortably right there in the second spot as Carson McCarl continues to try to reel him in. Last time by, it was 1.4 between Jennington and McCarl. Not much changing this time as we're going to be dealing with lap traffic here momentarily as the white waves off turn number 4. Noah Gas changes up the line as the 122 of Lane Warner going to go a lap down. Final lap, Eibach Racing Heat Race number 2. It's the Noah Gas show. Started on the pole, led them all through 3 out of 4. Noah Gas, your Heat Race number 2 winner. Second place going to belong to AG3, Ayrton Jennington. In third, the 27 of Carson McCarl. Fourth place will be the 79 of Gage Montgomery. To the line, it's going to be the 87 of Reed Whitney rounding out the top 5. Carson Bolden, Wood Hoffmans, Lane Warner, Brett Becker unofficially rounding out the field here in Heat Race number 2. Noah Gas gaining his 6th career Heat Race victory. First of 2025. As that car number 20G of Noah Gas started on the pole, led them all 3.973, his margin of victory. Out of Mounds, Oklahoma, Arrowhead Electric, Big G Transport, Food Safety Group, Triple X Chassis with a Kistler Racing engine, the 20G, Noah Gas, second last night. You know he's hungry, and he's joined trackside with Scotty. Scotty Cook.
Heat race win in as many nights, follows his heat win tonight up with a solid podium run in last night's A-Main. Very well executed. The 3 from the start, and you did just that.
Yeah, no, that's the best I've felt so far this weekend. I really hope this rain doesn't come in because, man, that felt really good. I don't know what kind of lead I had, but, yeah, we definitely went in the right direction. I got to thank my dad and Brennan for helping me with this deal. I got to get my breathing under control, man. I get worn out every freaking time this year so far.
Get back to Mounds and work on that cardio this week. And as for the gap, it was about a full straightaway, buddy. You're hitting on all 8. Best of luck in the A-Main event.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is out of Mounds, Oklahoma. The Gas Monkey, Noah Gas, picking up heat race number 2. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you down there, Scotty Cook. Third and final heat race heading your way. Brought to you by Autometer, driven to provide performance enthusiasts with the information and electronics needed to win since 1957. Take control of your performance today at Autometer.com. Autometer heat race number 3 of 3 with a POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. 8 laps, 9 competitors. Let's line it up. On the pole, he's out of Crandall, Texas. Going to be car number 4 of Austin Mundy. Outside row number 1 out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the 22M of Reese Moran. Second row inside out of Kennedale, Texas, the 79 of Kyle Jones. Outside row number 2 out of El Paso, Texas, the J2 John Carney II. Third row, left side out of Benton, Arkansas, the 6 of Cody Gardner. Right side out of Odessa, Missouri, the 74 of X-Man Xavier Doney. In that fourth row, out of Corsicana, Texas, the 10G, Marcus Thomas. On the outside, out of Odessa, Missouri, 74N, Natalie Doney. Scheduled to go shotgun on the field out of Seagoville, Texas, car number 85 of Colby Stubblefield. 9 competitors scheduled to go 8 laps the distance here in Autometer Heat Race number 3. You combine qualifying and passing points, help to set our A-Main. Top 16 in combined passing and qualifying points automatically advance into the A-Main. Everybody else has to race their way in through our Max Pappas Innovation semi-feature. So the lights go down. The field is set. We're going to be looking for green flag conditions coming out of turn number 4. You're going to see the pace truck take the hard left-hand turn into the infield. Austin Mundy on the inside, Reese Moran on the high side. Kyle Jones, John Carney II, row 2. Cody Gardner, Xavier Doney, row 3. Marcus Thomas, Natalie Doney, row 4. Stubblefield unable to make the call. Green waves out of 4. Good start. Austin Mundy out to the early advantage, but here comes Reese Moran down the back straightaway. Huge head of steam for that 22 Emma Moran. He ain't lifting into 3. Slider out of 4 for the lead. Mundy tries to cross him back over. Not quite there. Lap number 1 to the 22 M of Reese Moran. And look coming here. The J2, John Carney II. Good run around the outside, taking over P2 in the J2. John Carney II now to second. Austin Mundy back to third, side by side for 4th and 5th. The 79, Kyle Jones has it. The 6, Cody Gardner wants it. Back behind him, Xavier Doney and the 10 of Marcus Thomas in a battle. Thomas with a little bit of smoke down the back straightaway. Natalie Doney rounding out the field. Moran still the leader. Carney, Mundy, Jones, Gardner, Xavier Doney, Marcus Thomas with a smoke screen. Natalie Doney rounding out the field. Cross flags halfway through this one. 4 down, 4 to go. Kyle Jones, really the only driver that is not running the tip top of the track. He's trying to gain speed using that low line momentum. See if he can reel in that car number 4 of Austin Mundy. And just as I talked about it, he changes up his line. 79 of Kyle Jones now to the top of the track. He pulls it low in 1 and 2, wheel to wheel with the 4 of Mundy. High side, just so much momentum down the back straightaway with that car at number 4 of Austin Mundy. As 2 more times around, Reese Moran way out front, maybe dealing with lap traffic here momentarily. It's Moran, your leader. John Carney II still sitting second. Last time by 2.4 for the lead as the white waves one more time around. This time by 2.5 as Moran continues to pull away down the back chute through 3 and out of 4. Started outside row number 1. Heat race winner going to be car number 22M of Reese Moran. Second place going to belong to the J2 of John Carney II. Third, the 4, Austin Mundy. Finishing in 4th will be the 79 of Kyle Jones. Rounding out the top 5, car 6 of Cody Gardner, Xavier Doney, Marcus Thomas, and Natalie Doney unofficially rounding out the field in that one. How about it, race fans? Give him a big round of applause. His first career POWRi 410 Outlaw Sprint Heat Race victory. That car, number 22M, Reese Moran, Heat Race number 3 winner. He's out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa Sod and Mulch, Eaton Industrial, Bob Hurley RV, and X9 Chassis. Another one of our Elite 16 competitors. I said at the start of the season, not a question of if he wins a feature this year, but when he wins a feature this year. The 22M Reese Moran, third and final heat race win from the outside of row number 1, joined by Scotty Cook. Scotty.
Thank you, Alan. He got off behind the 8 ball last night, did not qualify well, had to start in the back end of the A main event, and from 17th charge to 10th, a much better way to get your night kicked off. Reese Moran, buddy.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a better way to get started, like you said. Last night I felt like we had a better car than we ended up finishing with. But unfortunately in the heat race we had some problems and I had to pull off, but it put us at the front of the beast, so we still transferred. But definitely off to a better start tonight. I can't thank Sammy and Flea and Sean enough, man. They've got my car way better than it's ever been before, and I just can't thank them enough.
All right, buddy, great way to get it kicked off. We'll watch for you in the feature.
Thank you so much.
All right, he is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Give it up, Reese the Beast Moran, picking up your third and final heat race. Alan Staley, back upstairs to you.
3 heat races up, 3 heat races in the books where we see John Bernard, Noah Gass, and Reese Moran all pick up heat race wins. Scoring going to do their due diligence and try to figure out the combined qualifying and passing points. Our top 16 automatically advance into the A main. Semi-feature, we'll head this way momentarily, as up next going to be your POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver heat racing action, as there will be a trio of these, 8 laps the distance in each of them. Heat race number 1, 8 laps, 8 competitors. Let's line it up. Out front, row number 1, inside out of Crestview, Florida, going to be the 5 of Madison Tugman. Outside out of Somerset, Wisconsin, the 07 of Owen Carlson. 7P, Dylan Ramey out of Fort Worth, Texas, and the 16 of Connor Thomas out of Post, Texas in row 2. Row 3, left side, the 27 of Cody Keimig. Right side, the 13C of Brady Courtney. Fourth and final row, the 80, Josh Hawkins, and the 21X of Taylor Velasquez. 8 competitors, 8 laps. Passing points of the utmost importance for these guys, as passing points will set their feature lineup. All cars automatically advancing into the A main. Heat race number 1 of 3, the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. As I believe, a little something special for you tonight, race fans, with the call on the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. How about the elite voice of the elite, Mr. Sean Conrad, with the call?
Thank you very much, Alan. We are set to go with heat race number 1, 8 laps of distance for your POWRi 305 sprint cars. As it'll be Madison Tugman on the front row with Owen Carlson. Second row, Dylan Ramey, Connor Thomas, Cody Keimig, Brady Courtney, Josh Hawkins, and Taylor Velasquez. As it looks like the 80, Josh Hawkins not going to be able to make the call. This time by will go green flag racing once again with 8 laps of distance. Passing points is a factor here tonight. Here we go. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag. We're underway. Oh, we get all sorts of craziness in turn 1. Or excuse me, turn 4.
I don't think that one's going to stick.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to go. It looks like the 13, Brady Courtney. Unfortunately, it looked like the front end folded up on the 13C before the green flag even dropped. He was slated to start in the 6th place position.
On that start, it almost looked like the entire outside row just couldn't get the RPMs up and just get off the corner like the inside row did. I'm not quite sure if foot slipped, if the car just didn't want to respond, got caught sleeping. You never know in a situation like that, but it looks like the entire outside row kind of involved in that one, so we're going to get a complete rack, stack, and re-go on this one here in heat race number 1 for the 305s.
So you can see the front end of the 13C of Brady Courtney. A little folded over there. Hopefully they'll get that car patched up and ready to go later here tonight. So it looks like the field is restacked and ready to go 8 laps of distance. It's going to be Madison Tugman and Dylan Ramey on the outside. And you got Connor Thomas, the 27 of Cody Keimig, and the 21X of Taylor Velasquez. Here we go! Green flag! And it's going to be the 5 of Madison Tugman leading the field off, coming off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And that's going to be a no bueno on the start. So a little bit of confusion on the starts here. Hopefully get them restacked, and hopefully 3rd time's a charm. So now it'll be the 16 of Connor Thomas now on the pole. Dylan Ramey to his outside in the 7M. Or I was just kidding. I guess the 5 of Madison Tugman's going to keep his spot up there up front. Then you got Dylan Ramey, Connor Thomas, the 27 of Cody Keimig, and the 21X of Taylor Velasquez. So it looks like the 80 of Josh Hawkins waiting to get pushed off. Hopefully he'll be able to join the field here, as we haven't gotten a lap completed just yet. And here comes the blue number 80 of Josh Hawkins as he'll start in the back of the pack of heat race number 1 with your POWRi 305 Race Saver Sprint cars. Chip Graham gives the drivers the one to go signal. Next time by, we'll go green flag racing. Once again, it'll be Madison Tugman on the front row, Dylan Ramey to the outside, Connor Thomas, Cody Kaimig, Taylor Velasquez in the 80 of Joshua Hawkins. Here we go, race fans, as they're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag, much better start this time. We're underway here at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway. And once again, it's going to be the 5 of Madison Tugman leading the field off down the back straightaway. Dylan Ramey on the 7M running in second. Taylor Velasquez has made his way already up to third. 21X is making moves early in this heat race action. Dylan Ramey still trying the bottom line of the racetrack out, not able to get that momentum that the 5 of Madison Tugman has on that top line of the racetrack. Dylan Ramey now switches lines, but here comes the 21X of Taylor Velasquez now taking over the second place position. The driver out of Liberal, Kansas now moves himself in the second. Dylan Ramey trying to throw his hat in the mix in the 7M machine, but not able to do so, as Dylan Ramey now ventures down to the bottom of the racetrack. Still plenty of moisture on the bottom line of 3 and 4. Madison Tugman still leads the way. The 21 of Taylor Velasquez starting to close in on the 5 machine as they're still ripping the lip in turns 3 and 4. Dylan Ramey in the 7 in third. And you got a battle for 4th between Connor Thomas and the 80 of Josh Hawkins. Hawkins now moves himself up to 4th. Now we got a battle for the lead. Taylor Velasquez going to throw a slide job maneuver on the 5 of Madison Tugman. And Tugman got loosey-goosey off turn number 2. Moving now the 21 machine up to the race lead. Madison Tugman shuffles back to second. Dylan Ramey in third. Josh Hawkins at 80 machine running in 4th. And you got the 16 of Connor Thomas rounding out your top 5. As now Taylor Velasquez has put a good-sized gap now between himself and the 5 of Madison Tugman, as Chip Graham gives them the twin sticks. 2 laps ago this time by. 2 laps ago for the 21 of Taylor Velasquez. Madison Tugman in second. Dylan Ramey in the 7 in third. Joshua Hawkins in the 80 machine in 4th, and Connor Thomas in the 16. Round out your field. The white sheet is out one more time around for Taylor Velasquez. The driver out of Liberal, Kansas originally started in the 7th position, has went from 7th to 1st as he's coming off turn number 4 to win heat race number 1 with your POWRi 305s. Second will be Madison Tugman. Third will be the 7P of Dylan Ramey. Then you got Josh Hawkins and the 16 of Connor Thomas. Nice round of applause, race fans, as he makes his way to the front straightaway. Put your hands together, making his way out of Liberal, Kansas. It's Taylor Velasquez.
I don't think you can acquire more passing points than what Velasquez just did, as he was scheduled 8th out here in heat race number 1, and he pulls off the heat race win. So that's a whole bunch of passing points right there with that car number 21X of Taylor Velasquez. As heat race number 2 rolls out onto the racetrack, 8 laps the distance. 7 competitors scheduled to make the call. Again, all competitors going on into the A main as heat race number 2 lines up just like this. On the pole is going to be car number 2 out of Moore, Oklahoma of Whit Gastineau. Outside row number 1 out of Colleyville, Texas, the 71W of Weston Gorham. Row 2 on the inside out of Liberal, Kansas, the 33 of Kobe Walters. Outside out of Yukon, Oklahoma, the 78C of Chance Cody. Third row to the left out of Canyon, Texas, the 20Q of Brecken Reese. To the right out of Seagoville, Texas, car number 17 of Colby Stubblefield. As fourth and final row, we'll find out of North Richland Hills, Texas, car number 20 of Chad Wilson. 7 cars, 8 laps the distance. Now passing points of the utmost importance. Again, all drivers automatically advancing into the A main. Passing points set our feature lineup. Cars firing off out here in heat race number 2 of 3 with your POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. Looking over at the all-time win category in POWRi 305 Sprint competition, Hall of Famer of the Show Me State out of California, Missouri, Randy Martin, all-time winningest driver in POWRi 305 competition. 10 feature wins to Randy Martin's credit. Terry Easom, James Kinder, each with 4. Reese Moran with a trio. Jack Potter, Jake Martins, Trevor Littleton, Ty Williams, John Carney II, Whit Gastineau, and Monty Ferreira, each with a pair. It's Kenny Potter, Emilio Hoover, John Bernard, Mitchell Moore, Danny Clark, Jordan Welsh, Jacob Greenwood, Curtis Evans, Natalie Doney, Jeremy Campbell, Jay Russell, Justin Clark, Kyle Clark, Ryan Hall, Mike Trent, Colby Stubblefield, and Ryder LaPlante, all feature winners with the POWRi 305 Sprints. Lights down, field set, coming to green, out of 4. As Gastineau taking them slow down the back straightaway. Gorham on the high side. Colby Walters, Chance Cody, Brecken Reese, Colby Stubblefield, Chad Wilson. The field looks for green out of turn number 4. Heat race number 2 underway down the front straightaway. Gastineau out to the early advantage as he goes low in turn number 1, out of 2. He's going to let it drift up to the high side, flat-footed down the back straightaway. Side-by-side battle for position number 2. Gorham up on the high line. Walters down on the low side. Walters going to have it. Move the 33. Colby Walters up to position number 2. Here comes Brecken Reese, though, in the 20Q. Reese wheel to wheel as they go into 3. Looks to the low side as Walters has the high side. Give the position to Reese. Brecken Reese up to position number 2. Walters back to 3rd. Gorham running 4. 3-car battle for 5th, 6th, and 7. Chance Cody, Chad Wilson, and Colby Stubblefield all in a battle. Stubblefield, your feature winner last night, now pinned outside of the top 5 here in heat racing action. So Stubblefield has his work cut out for him if he wants to repeat again here tonight. As out front, a top 5 finish last night for that car, number 2 of Whit Gastineau. Gastineau, your leader, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Heat race number 2 with the POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints, as it's all Whit Gastineau out front. Last lap, nearly a 2-second advantage. This lap, though, 2.155. So Gastineau starting to pull away from that car number 20Q of Brecken Reese. Reese sitting comfortably in second, about a second advantage over your third-place contender, the 33 of Colby Walters. Weston Gorham, now Stubblefield into the top 5. Chad Wilson and Chance Cody rounding out the field. 2 to go this time by. As the dual flags pointed skyward, the field goes by. They're going to be looking at the white flag waving this time around. It's the 2, Whit Gastineau, all out front. Brecken Reese still sitting second. Closing gradually, the 33, Colby Walters. Walters going to get a good run down the back straightaway. See if he makes it work in 3 and 4. Is out of turn number 4. Looking at the checkered flag first. Your heat race number 2 winner. It's going to be car number 2, Whit Gastineau. Second place going to belong to the 20Q of Brecken Reese. Third, the 33, Colby Walters. Finishing 4th will be the 71W of Weston Gorham. Rounding out the top 5, 17 of Colby Stubblefield, the 20 of Chad Wilson, and the 78C of Chance Cody, unofficially rounding out the field here in heat race number 2 of 3 with your POWRi 305 IMCA Race Saver Sprints. 2 heat races in the books, the 3rd and final heat race rolling out onto the racetrack. Final heat race of the evening. Another one of these 8 laps the distance, 7 competitors here in the final heat race of the night. As we're going to line it up just like this. On the pole, he's out of Quinlan, Texas, going to be the B2 of Carson Bolden on the outside. How about your high point qualifier for the 410 sprints tonight? Going to be starting on the pole. Now he's starting outside row number 1 in heat 3. Out of El Paso, Texas, going to be the J2 of John Carney II. Second row, going to find out of Amarillo, Texas, car number 38 of Bryson Oshiger, and on the outside out of Fort Worth, Texas, the 7M of Kevin Ramey. Third row left side out of Azale, Texas, the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela. And on the outside out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Colin Moonshine, the 22P of Taylor Courtney. Fourth and final row, all by himself out of Dallas, Texas, car number 16P of Matthew Holt. Scheduled to go with 7 competitors, 8 laps the distance. Still passing points on everybody's mind. Final heat race fires down the back straightaway. As with the call here in the final heat race of the night, Mr. Sean Conrad. Sean?
Thank you very much, Alan. Once again, 8 laps of distance, heat race number 3 with your POWRi 305 Race Saver Sprint cars. Chick Graham gives the field the 1-to-go signal. 8 laps of distance, passing points is the name of the game here. It would be Carson Bolden on the pole, John Carney the second to his outside, Bryson Eschker starting third, Kevin Ramey in fourth, Landon Valenzuela in fifth, Taylor Courtney in sixth, and the 16P of Matthew Holt completing your 7-car field for heat race number 3. Here we go. They're coming into turns 3 and 4. Green flag. It's going to be the B2 of Carson Bolden leading them off turn number 2. But here comes the J2 of John Carney. Running the top line of the racetrack. Gets a lot of momentum down the back straightaway. He's going to slide back up on the top line coming into turns 3 and 4. They're side by side. Too close to call who led lap number 1. Carson Bolden and John Carney side by side. John Carney will lead the field by Carson Bolden trying to get right there with the J2 of John Carney, the Taco Casa sponsored J2 machine. Carson Bolden now trying to finish her on the bottom line of the racetrack, sliding it up on the J2 of John Carney. They're slicing and dicing it off, coming off turn number 2. John Carney able to prevail for the moment. Carson Bolden has to reload and get the momentum back in order for the B2 machine. As he's trying the same line once again, but John Carney's going to have just enough space to able to get by the B2 machine of Carson Bolden. And you got the 7M of Kevin Ramey running in the 3rd place position. Taylor Courtney in the 22P runs in the 4th place position. Bryson Eschker rounding out your top 5. Then you got Landon Valenzuela running in 6th in the 16P of Matthew Holt completing your field. John Carney now putting a little bit of a gap between himself and the B2 of Carson Bolden. Kevin Ramey in the 7M machine. The legend at Devil's Bowl Speedway trying to chase down the youngster of Carson Bolden in the B2 machine. 22P of Taylor Courtney running in 4th. And you got a battle for 5th now between Landon Valenzuela and the 38 machine of Bryson Eschker. Eschker trying the top line of the racetrack. Landon down to the bottom as we got 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go for John Carney. Chip Graham waves out the doctor's jacket. 1 lap to go this time for John Carney. Carson Bolden running in 2nd. Kevin Ramey in 3rd. Taylor Courtney in 4th. Bryson Eschker in 5th. Taylor Valenzuela in 6th. And Matthew Holt 7th. Going down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 3. The El Paso, Texas driver John Carney is going to win heat race number 3. Carson Bolden running in 2nd. Kevin Ramey in 3rd. Taylor Courtney will finish in 4th. And coming at the line, it's going to be Bryson Eschker rounding out your top 5. Landon Valenzuela in 6th. And the 16P of Matthew Holt will round out your field. Nice round of applause for you, winner, the driver of the J2 Taco Casa machine. That's going to be John Carney II.
Thank you, Sean. Is all heat racing action in the books here tonight, night number 2 of our sprint season send-off, presented by Start to Finish TV. As heat racing action in the books. Looking over into the staging area, not quite seeing anybody over there, so that means we are going to take a brief break in the action. Be a perfect opportunity to maybe go hit the concession stand, go hit that amazing POWRi trailer with a bunch of POWRi apparel and merchandise. You can pick up some AG3, some Ayrton Geniton merchandise, as well as some Reese Moran merchandise down there in the POWRi trailer. So I'm understanding about a 5, maybe a 10-minute break here in the action. As those watching live at home on Start to Finish, we're going to take a break here from Texas Motor Speedway. We'll be right back.
Flying A Motorsports has been providing the motorsports industry with the finest transportation equipment for over 35 years, offering an extensive range of new and pre-owned motor coaches, toter homes, race trailers, car haulers, and more. Flying A is proud to be a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Intech, T&E, Bravo, C-Tech, and more. Let Flying A Motorsports custom build your next race trailer or coach to best fit your needs and budget. Proudly providing quality inventory for local and national drag racing, dirt track racing, and hot rodders alike. Visit FlyingAMotorsports.com to view current and on-order inventory.
Can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you
quickly
down.
out of the 00 midget.
Go harder, faster, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
In the heat of the game, every drop counts. Introducing Victory Fuel Flavored Electrolyte Water, the ultimate hydration companion.
Chili Bowl champion Logan Seavey, ASCS national champion Seth Bergman.
Packed with essential electrolytes and bursting with delicious flavors. Victory Fuel keeps you hydrated and fueled to perform at your best. Nothing tastes better than victory.
Flying A Motorsports has been providing the motorsports industry with the finest transportation equipment for over 35 years, offering an extensive range of new and pre-owned motor coaches, motorhomes, race trailers, car haulers, and more. Flying A is proud to be a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Intech, T&E, Bravo, C-Tech, and more. Let Flying A Motorsports custom build your next race trailer or coach to best fit your needs and budget. Proudly providing quality inventory for local and national drag racing, dirt track racing, and hot rodders alike. Visit FlyingAMotorsports.com to view current and on-order inventory.
Can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
Quickly out of the 00 midget.
harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
In the heat of the game, every drop counts. Introducing Victory Fuel flavored electrolyte water, the ultimate hydration companion.
Chili Bowl champion Logan Seavey, ASCS national champion Seth Bergman.
Packed with essential electrolytes and bursting with delicious flavors, Victory Fuel keeps you hydrated and fueled to perform at your best. Nothing tastes better than victory.
Welcome back, race fans watching live at home on Start to Finish TV or Race On. We are back from our intermission. I can see a little bit of movement over there in the staging area as we await semi-feature action brought to you by Max Pappas Innovation for the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. This, our Hoagie's Halftime Reset. Hoagie's Garage Podcast, straight from the shop in Leicester, Iowa. Real talk, real racers, and all the news from the world of dirt track racing. Tune in to Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and major podcasting outlets. Our Hoagie's Halftime Reset. Earlier in the night, we would see that car number 16, TH of Kevin Newton, scooting his way around the racetrack, putting down your quick time. Brought to you by Start to Finish TV with a 14.840. Your Flying A Motorsports Heat Race number 1 win. For the first time in his career, car number B8 of John Bernard, a heat race winner with the 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Eibach Racing. Well, that would go to the Gas Monkey, Noah Gas, in that car number 20G, your second heat race victor. As third and final heat race win, about for the first time in his career, Autometer heat race number 3 action would go to that car number 22M of Reese Moran. All that qualifying and passing points combined would set your top 16 automatically advancing into the A main. Everybody else must race their way through semi-feature competition. The driver with the most combined qualifying and passing points earns tonight's High Point Qualifier Award brought to you by Wholesale Batteries, and that goes to none other than car number J2, John Carney II, going to be starting pole position for tonight's feature event with the POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League, running in conjunction with the POWRi Elite Outlaw Sprint Series presented by Myco Plastics. This, your Hoagie's Halftime Reset. As just a break in the action here, our intermission, the call has been made for competitors to make their way up to the staging area for semi-feature action. Tonight's semi-feature action, of course, being brought to you by Max Pappas Innovation, using experience, knowledge, and state-of-the-art technology to create steering wheels designed with safety in mind. Visit MaxPappasInc.com for all MPI product options. Max Pappas Innovation, proud sponsor of our semi-feature action here tonight. As again, Wholesale Batteries Incorporated, your High Point Qualifier Award sponsor. Wholesale Batteries, performance to keep you moving from the track to the shop and back again. Wholesale Batteries have you covered. Visit wholesalebatteries.net and find your power source. A few other special thanks here on the broadcast. Of course, Honest Abe Roofing, proud sponsor of our Choose Cone and Choose Cone camera. Honest Abe Roofing, built to last, guaranteed. Quality roofs, export service, and trust that you can count on. Call today or visit honestaberoofing.com for more information. Also like to thank Smiley's Racing Products, as you're seeing it right now, a great static shot here, brought to you by Smiley's Racing Products. From parts to accessories, providing high-quality racing gear that keeps you ahead of the competition. Visit SmileyRacing.com today. Also like to thank Mesilla Valley Transportation for when our feature event comes out here. MVT Service is going to sponsor our work area. Reliable, safe, and effective transportation that you can count on, delivering with precision and care to keep cargo moving smoothly. Visit MVT.com, Mesilla Valley Transportation. Kind of looking over into the staging area, still awaiting a couple of drivers as we get ready here in Max Pappas Innovation semi-feature event. 12 laps the distance, scheduled for 11 competitors. Top 6 move on into the A main. As before we get into our semi-feature action, still got plenty of great folks that we can give a shout-out to and special thanks to. Of course, Haas Media, from banners, decals, trophies, graphics, and more. Head over to Haas Media on Facebook or check them out at shophossam.com. Also like to thank Fabic Cat, power, performance, and precision. From heavy equipment to expert service, we keep your job moving. Visit fabiccat.com. And again, a special shout out to My Race Pass for all your live timing, scoring, lineups, fantasy picks, all of that. My Race Pass, hashtag get the app. Experience race night like never before with My Race Pass app, including, again, entry list, lineups, live timing and scoring, and official results. Don't forget to get those fantasy picks in as well, all through MRP. And again, POWRi, Performance and Opal Racing Incorporated. It's our touring and sanctioning body. From midgets to modified, fender to 410 sprints, and all divisions in between, POWRi provides a race for everybody. Stay up to speed with the latest series news, point standings, schedules, and more, available at POWRi.com. And, of course, POWRiStockMod.com for all of our regular weekly racing. The Fender competition up in the Show Me State. For more information, that's POWRiStockMod.com. POWRi StockMod season just getting ready to kick off their season. They're in a chase for a national championship. Those drivers are judged from April 1st until, I believe, October 1st. In a sliding scale point system, we take the best 20 performances of the season of each competitor, and that claims the national championship for the POWRi StockMod division. And speaking of upcoming schedule, let's just go ahead and take a look over at, I'm going to go to POWRi.com and pull up our POWRi Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League schedule, because we've got an amazing schedule coming your way. Of course, this weekend we're here at Texas Motor Speedway. Next weekend, right back at it, up the road, the High Bank Showdown at US 36 Raceway. A track that's been known in the past to produce 9-second laps. Again, April 4th at US 36 Raceway. April 5th, our 410s will be at Lake Ozark Speedway. Creek County Speedway and Tri-State Speedway in Oklahoma for the Sooner Shuffle, linking back up with the Elite Outlaw Sprints. That's April 25th and April 26th. There's a whole bunch of action headed your way. You can, of course, find more information at POWRi.com and, of course, streaming live on Start to Finish TV. Exclusive content, live and on-demand streaming with original programming. It's all on a growing network. Start to Finish TV, just a click away. Visit s2ftv.com today. That's S2ftv.com today. Cars rolling out onto the racetrack for our Max Pappas Innovation semi-feature event. Again, 12 laps the distance, 11 scheduled to go. We line it up like this. On the pole, he's out of Memphis, Tennessee. Going to be car number 40 of Howard Moore. Outside row number 1 out of Quinlan, Texas, the B2, Carson Bolden. Second row inside, he's out of Odessa, Missouri, the 74, X-Man, Xavier Doney. And on the outside out of Boxmeer, Netherlands, going to be the 17 of Wood Hoffmans. Third row going to find out of Corsicana, Texas, the 10G of Marcus Thomas. And out of San Antonio, Texas, the 42P of Preston Perlmutter. Fourth row on the left side out of Bloomfield, Missouri, the 122 of Lane Warner. On the right side out of Odessa, Missouri, the 74N of Natalie Doney. Fifth row scheduled to go out of Glenpool, Oklahoma, the 2 of Brandon Anderson. Also scheduled to go on the outside of Odessa, Texas, the 2B of Brett Becker. Sixth and final row all by himself. We'll see if he's able to make the call out of Seacaville, Texas. Going to be car number 85 of Colby Stubblefield. 11 drivers, 12 laps the distance. Top 6 move on into the A main. Okay, everybody in the grandstands, can I have your attention, please? Unfortunately, there has been lightning within 8 miles of this venue right now. So at this time, I'm going to ask everybody, please, in an orderly fashion, if you can, we're going to need you to exit the grandstands. Please exit the grandstands at this time in an orderly fashion. Again, lightning has been recorded within 8 miles of this facility. So with safety first and foremost, we're going to ask that everybody please exit the grandstands at this time. Again, these are metal grandstands. You don't want to be caught out here in the middle of a lightning storm. As soon as I receive any more information, I will be quick to pass it along to you. You're not going to miss a thing. I'll be making announcements as I receive word from the officials here at Texas Motor Speedway. So again, at this time, everybody, we're going to please ask you to exit the metal grandstands as lightning has been recorded within 8 miles of the venue. Thank you. I do happen to agree with Chip Graham up in the grandstand, though. Black flag the thunder and lightning. So again, race fans tuning in live at home on Start to Finish and on Race On. We are in a weather delay right now. No decision has been made or anything like that. In a weather delay as lightning close to the venue right now. We are currently in a holding pattern here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Flying A Motorsports has been providing the motorsports industry with the finest transportation equipment for over 35 years, offering an extensive range of new and pre-owned motor coaches, motorhomes, race trailers, car haulers, and more. Flying A is proud to be a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Intech, T&E, Bravo, C-Tech, and more. Let Flying A Motorsports custom build your next race trailer or coach to best fit your needs and budget. Proudly providing quality inventory for local and national drag racing, dirt track racing, and hot rodders alike. Visit FlyingAMotorsports.com to view current and on-order inventory.
Can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you
quickly
down.
out of the 00 midget.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
In the heat of the game, every drop counts. Introducing Victory Fuel Flavored Electrolyte Water, the ultimate hydration companion.
Chili Bowl champion Logan Seavey, ASCS national champion.
Attention race fans, unfortunately, it's time for me to deliver news that I did not want to deliver here tonight. Unfortunately, the night is done here at Texas Motor Speedway. Between the weather conditions, threatening weather conditions rolling in, and the rain that has set in now here in the Fort Worth, Dallas Metroplex, unfortunately, our weekend is done. So the rest of the event has been canceled. Continue to monitor social media and websites for more information, and details will follow, of course, on website and social media. So with that, race fans, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether it's live on start to finish or watching live on Race On as well. Tough break here at Texas Motor Speedway as the weather rolled in. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Good night. Take care. We'll see you next weekend just up the road at the High Bank Showdown at US 36 on April 4th. Good night. Take care. Peace.